wako. And the Akase, authority or the end you must have natural. Ya Jeffrey said, "You are all here, they are not a chihuahua, or also here, they are two chihuahua." I say, when they are going to say, we are a Ghana for. And bravo, we are not by so here to make you know. Or no, I want to go on the phone. Say, Moon is a serious speaker. When you are not 2 or 3 months, as a serious bed, meaning sight, only police for Kenya or Malaysia, you are quite a poor plan, and the police will do check with Yakobi. But the open year, about the year, about week of about 3, 4, 5. When you have Mama police, or when you want me, I might your worker. When you have Mama Sujani, or when you want me, I might your worker. And if you also got a year or 2, go to some. And perform action now. 9 years to go, there will be better to feel police. Baby, what you go? The one you will see as you do. And the answer, and don't see that almost a list. Ever watching with the number. Nina watching number wrong with the critique platform. Platform and medals, PLC, medals, the regular minister with the labor to. Now, yeah, say, what they say. So, what was signed to the video about how many here? Would you prepare Naya voice message Apologise Mrs. Vicenzo Asomji soldiers Kobi Abaha almost say almost vaccine then say march on the friend march now for Ekosiisen time some memory friends he said on Professor Ekosiisen
Asempa FM.
Well, so that's Amenfi East parliamentary candidate for the New Patriotic Party na Edison Komowe. No Edison Komowe is Uba Asempa page Asempa extra Hanim Siabonse na regional minister so Tiwon Biana Onusuti Nkowe. And immediately the Ghana Armed Forces Department of Public Relations General Headquarters Burma Camp one of the Krata Ababonting GAF cautions against calls for attacks on soldiers. The Ghana Armed Forces has taken note of viral videos on social media calling for attacks on soldiers and other security personnel. We strongly wish to caution the public against such utterances. It is instructive to note that such calls are not only unlawful but also pose a significant threat to the security and stability of our nation. We therefore condemn any form of incitement or encouragement of violence against our soldiers. We wish to assure all and sundry GAF, that is the Ghana Armed Forces, will continue to perform its duties of safeguarding the security of the state and protection of civilians. It is also crucial to understand that personnel of Ghana Armed Forces and sister security agencies are committed to upholding the highest standards of professionalism, discipline, and respect for human rights in the execution of their duties. In a situation where a soldier misconducts him or herself, the soldier should be reported to the nearest police station or military barracks for the appropriate disciplinary action to be taken. It is important to note soldiers, like any individuals, have the right to self-defense when faced with the imminent threats or attacks that pose a danger to their lives or the lives of others. In situations where soldiers are confronted with immediate threats or acts of violence, they are allowed to use necessary and proportionate force to protect themselves and others. It must be noted that the outcome of such avoidable confrontations may be unpleasant and dire. It is against this premise that GFA, as Ghana Armed Forces, wishes to remind and caution the public that assaulting or attacking soldiers is a grave offense punishable by law. It implores all citizens to respect, cooperate, and support our soldiers, and to refrain from engaging in acts of violence or incitement against them. Once again, Ghana Armed Forces wishes to reiterate its commitment to upholding the values of professionalism, integrity, and service to the nation. We will continue to cooperate with our sister security agencies to protect and defend Ghana's interests while respecting the rights and dignity of all citizens. Ghana Armed Forces operates an open door policy and wishes to encourage the public to channel their concerns or grievances through the Department of Public Relations of the Ghana Armed Forces, and is signed E. Agri Kwashi, Brigadier General, Director General Public Relations, Ghana Armed Forces. So after a video abomu in Samachrewi, the parliamentary candidate Ernest Frimpong, Amenfi East NPP parliamentary candidate Ewa Omanso. Ernest, good afternoon. Apom to say. Oh, onyamiadum bibia eye boko. Na mejiri se wate o kasa bia akire gu kasa fidi ebo rounds. Oh, video no wate sa kasa no. Isi ni mejiri se wate sa o video bia na monte so wate. Nana eye inhyemudie ben ana na odi sa nkomo we.
My medasi. Na mema weti for ni asefo nyina ajo. 5th of April 2024, as part of the engagement with stakeholders war Amenfi East constituency, no, the engagee minus war Amenfi East. Ene omo edidi nkomo eto adwen eji omo consent said the beya me so as a parliamentary candidate, no, me hu ekwan papa mefa so a ebetimi aboa na omo consent no etimi a resolve. I mean sa engagement ni mu video ni bi ena na mabonten a agent na ha e wo man mu a ye horma paso say.
Okasa agent ha ensem na okan no, do you stand by it?
O my megasi said the mekan sa meeting 2 hours and over engagement. Regional Minister, the colleague parliamentary candidate war Amenfi West. Any me paying phobi a can homa ye mekan. Luntino and commodity animal concerns the by any anuye and ma sa kasano e buy. Na o share the release any asamo amaka with the greatest of respect. My main factor Nigeria the papa CBS and then papa IGP. Na me mo wona baso e wo house resta omo ati emra asemi baye any response ahodo amodiaba to caution yenina e wo adwuma ya etisa make say me a victim of circumstance because the contest me can asem no any the intentional e wo asem no achi no ade a ekire say media ne papa mu enana me ka no ekosi say yinya ne pabonifo bi a wo hye akiri na wo de manu mu sem no ekọ bone na wo create impression say me mum na me bua na ona adwuma koso na me encourage wo mu no me mum na mababa ye nipa afi de me mum na me insight won say wundi ahuru kasem ene abonefo sem a etisa wajibre tie tape na nkaza wangaza
me pa jo se me manu masem
ba se mpendo do na no yebetimi adu nkomo yewia na bia yerefi ye ho kakra enema ni bia ye kan ye enti o se hoye yi bei wasa nya bre etie ensem a o kan ye na na
me pa jo an.
And do you still stand by ensem na wakano?
Mami empower eni kakra asamu a me kan ye ni nyina me se woni a wo ye operations
ahodo a ya sanction omo I am more authorization now. Minus aba menu omudi nkomo at a time no enim no. Omumpo di omoba. Mon sanzo encourage you omo mra bebre efise. So ye jai police for ni soldiers for nyina ma omo tena offices. Na omo anya adwuma anko patrols ahodo a. Mo amoye mining wo nwura mu no. You be left at the mercy of armed robbers. And you know, more encourage you, say fool, say a tip. She said, yeah, no more a restaurant, or mere waitresses, new waiters, almost every year, a giant summer woman. More show or more, personal money or money in a year. Nemo, near Amenfi East Hano. I remember ye, who a number of operations are, any source. Some meta operations are any source, and it continues to say. Ye won kophobia omode atade ye soldier for na police for atade ni bi se na omudi ye business start sita free minus ho and some kofo no omode say professional soldiers na ya training omoni police for am proper training omo ba no mo be ye dwumadi a asoma omo ekono omode omo ba omo be ye business in their pobo yo macho edimokura tutu our bra minor no enka hwe no mo fire shot no mo the fear and panic akọ si no mabobo no makwa ba no meji no mo so no maji no mo ko from December me ba ye be si April am no mo ye engagement no na sa incidents no mako 5 na aba manim enti na ye concern no ma raise na me ma won items be at least ube identify bako ewo sanction and authorized operation a bit to say omube use formal vehicle a bit to say omube uniform that unim omo ranks near the a bit to say omube armed a bit to say operation at least say you who regional minister could be sana obey aware of any operation occurs in the region. And when me say ko so to for say maybe a platform the munina gusu na many regional minister ni MC account so that operation bass ana o they can report because of sabon phone nti na ye hu say sa operation we awe ma confirm say e empire bona mane say nkofo bi ya illegal wa ha na say omu go contrary to the mining acts no enu nti ye si ye mehwe omu ne empam omu mfiri ho na ye nya we enu de ye ni momu na omu ye sa businesses no mu ba ro mu bo mapu no so mu ba mu nkwese wo mu na mum so no okwa contrary to emra no a ese no sense so bo no no bo wa Oma mankaso soldier ni na police ni ba montingu ni sumbru no. So no contrary to emrana esem no obowa boni bi self defense. Enu ne be ma yawu baby asem no nipa nanga safiri. Se de be ya ye betima ko chechi. Ni atresi na sankofo na yi o ma free system ni. Masemu ani o.
Afena o try say when afterthought and I say when afterthought and I say tape ya me boy
this is the intention of the assembly mekai. So who chase our party be wa make say name so ban obowa. There's no way I make say omo ba mo mbro omo. It is the video is there. The video is there, man. I never incited anybody against our gallant men and women in the security services. Never.
Are you sure that's what you just said? Oh, tape amaboisu.
But yes, the man see say so. Obiba no bo abunibino. It is the thing I said in the video.
Na illegal miners and we show more and I say large scale miners and I say what kind of miners?
Large scale miners, community miners. Legal miners. 1 year warrior legal mining. Omo na misia omo.
Okay, so mami minute back. Yensenti who be then we can settle this matter. Mami minute back.
soldiers for now. Two Mosusan, a training union, official, only acquaintance of players and community. To be bound side, our acquaintance of question in Tiawa. So, some of our patrol, and patrol now soldiers need security services here. And my road business. It is a while to a woman now 5 million, 3 million, 10 million, now the total of myself, of and to food, one at the man. Because the police soldiers told that at the office, actually cases are more than the number of whom you have left from you. And in Zimbabwe, or people patrol, as I said, only the high. So, while the money, the wild person of the mother, on board the mother. Pastor, the paper said, or you should get it. Too much pay, but too control board, my own game, and shark and yes, or more of Mongo. Oh, yes. So, our patrol or rather patrol, and the Akase, authority or the end master natural, that Jeffrey said, you don't know where they can know that you are, or also here they can do the thing. I say,
okay, so say Obano be tutu nyomana obowa now so why then wabonibi. That's what you said. Now, also the omuye soldier for no illegal now call for no so community miners so ye illegal anti obi a partisan illegality.
The share miners are omuye mining, but almost suffer all of these things. Because among four persons,
me person specific. Me person specific.
So just angasa for no mobile operation. In fact, mobile operation no money there be mobile. It's no money sir minus in impuna because you monocra and said there encounters papa. But omo ever pesita adisa boneno. Omo de na ni say omuba no makiasi obi o lines is obi oni lines o mo ye frasa no mo ye ko enu ti na metro mo say tempo enka wo ye illegal ko no nipa no kra no oba no so be ye illegal ti ewu nya say say o che wa wo ti bi na ye report it to the police station so me can say chinibi ni say report Emma police station in fact asem we na meka ye no meka extra minus almost same language ase
I said you are
taking me out of context
and come my area and as from point to Boase. You are a potential member of parliament, so some man for no can or constituency, you know, whether or more wafa and omuni wafa no, that's not the issue. You are a potential leader ewo that constituency. Intimenya sure say obi a person ye can no sa keke no obi. That's why I'm person more specific say one, the team that you met no one year sanko for Ghana mutumi krata, it doesn't matter whether community or whether large scale or whether big scale or whatever. Yeah, no krata were these people legal minors that you had met and were having a conversation with them. Is that the case?
Yes, please. I met legal minors.
Okay.
So, in fact, I can send you the flyer which is saying that engagement with minors. Okay. So, after meeting them, now what you know, Ujini says operations Papa Bia Eba Western Region, it goes through the regional minister. Is that the case? He is the head of research.
But me say, is that the case? That every operation Bia Eba region, you know, necessarily the regional minister should be aware. Is that the case?
Most of the cases, yes. So
there are cases where the operations can happen without the regional minister even being aware. You agree to that?
I agree to that, yes.
So Ujitum say, if you agree to that, sa commentary we are running on, a bit may cause a major problem.
Meaning, some amount of clarity on later.
Now, to the best of your knowledge, no. Ebribiana asrafo na posi for eba eye Western region shiemu no. wo de wo no wadwene mu no ugiri sempendo do na no woni bo regional minister amane is it not the case?
Absolutely, yes.
Eti ebetimi aban so say ebere bi wo ho a sa eye bambofu be ba esa strategy bi on person mo adapt into no wono embo regional minister amane ugitum sa
Menyan hu bi sa de.
But say ugitum say at least not all these operations na the regional minister will be informed.
Now regional minister to it KBS is akran go back to them.
But you just admitted say at least
yes, it can happen. But me the and America says at least almost all operations they ever no ebia na they said they not almost tracy river bodies there no na you did drone see a flyer no more the tracy and the more na to mo baby o na say yes specific no makwa strike ho. That may be, but I know the only there no there. This is a legit operation, so nobody will ever dare. But I was referring to thank for you. Oh my, someone me person would see as a plan. There are people within the constituency and within other parties. I
am not. I am a crowd. I dance. Miniminia obi. I dance. You call wase kropong. And we saw it physically. Whether we are azap soja fo, so we are soja fo ankazo. Yes, so you a soja fo o ma jai, o ma jai, our uniforms, a hangi, a dime, 3 uniforms as soja fo. They claim if that is the case, and they were doing illegal mining. So I side with you on that aspect. But the point is that how do you point out? So this person is an illegal person or impersonation na ye juma. Or only Ghana Armed Forces and Wabana because the Obi Betimaba officially no be to no maybe because your money to me say Obi Autu and Amombi and the Ghana and share for mine or a boy brano. Once when you to me from a headquarters at Albano, he might necessarily not need you to stamp him before he gets into action. Intermibusa as our Casano. So when your opportunity about over 10 Casano for Frana.
Main person may defend the way because this is an opportunity for me to make amends. But my main entry in the agency at the business, maybe can akasa first one. Me can items back me a dear dance here only our operations are sanction or
I agree perfectly, Jesse. I agree perfectly, Jesse. Duakebiano. Its important was targeted at those illegal officers. No doubt about that. I agree that what targeting Kophobia or more harassing some of our genuine licensed miners. Is it not the case?
That is the case.
But I'm saying, say, even in the midst of that Kasarina, so I want to say there are certain operations we may call back and forth on that. Make Kwabnas and Debit Master Amenfi headquarters may bass specifically for a purpose, and the security does not always have to give us intel when they are going to do something. Not all the time. It is that at the end of 2-1 because yes, small bit of shema ampa ubia on the right. But sometimes the approaches might beat your imagination because there be with the Ministry of Ghana Armed Forces. That's where the danger is because what BMC say, and once our cases say, because I feel year 2024. What did you mean by that? Hello. Yeah, let me say I feel year 2024. Now purchasing.
Oh my! I know the ABR out of the enthusiasm and the euphoria not a war and I may refer to 2024 year woman that we stand and gone through all of these things to the extent that some of between identify my people know them, we also know them. And it's a bit more identify more and he said they are only for now almost take advantage and was also cause disaffection. Emma minus no at time a particular political party because almost to show more prisons no more about some year I start to get the minor temaka now my binary time now call party for advantage. That thing is there. And nothing in America almost say that is these things are happening now. You evidentially 2020 almost this one for so in the year going to 2024 no yeah ma almost and this time for so you 2020 na any and now I feel we near the edaho and in this time of money for no more operation and my party no minus 40 no you be who for show out now arrest you and it is all mama when to say the old kind na like I say 1 year where the pabone for sana or moba or moon to mean to know more identity no they arrest you but I'm dealing with them with appropriate laws are a boy of mine home.
I'm happy the way we are going about it, but I'm sure so you are words to say even some of our commission officers no be Kurano or do feel that they compromise.
Some of our
officers nankasabi would you tools on your licenses no would you tools on your official mandated to check those places no so unim say some of them they compromise when they get to the field and because was a cropon Dominic we had 3 or so 4 soldiers right yeah so them such as only be opposite only be they compromise and you read it in news. Joy Ayaka, Asempa Yaka, Bedjem Yaka, some to the extent that we show videos and pictures. Where your news? All right. Ma Nawasi. Amenfi East, right?
That's what I mind.
I didn't know Amenfi East for tomorrow.
Amenfi East for the person who told me to say, ya dream pa, ya woman constituency no. Asafia dead. It be a let there be light project. We share rural electrification over the last 10-20 years. And some candy. Maybe through your skills, I hold a day lobby. Now you soon a Yenya about 18 communities are rural electrification. Yenya about 10 communities are extension. And so among one idea dance say yeah game pie we to per se a big constituency in terms of electricity. Now it me industrialization. Water for all project as here. Holistically, you 10 boreholes at the same time. Our contractor no site or your one. How is your health project as here? For the first time, 80 place of convenience. I'm our Self-Propon Government Hospital. There are many papanum echo edion or for hospital. Now, unya baby shano. Those are the betino mugu baranda sonne hall. A one man memma edidan and tuntum. A critical case where mammy be the Nikuko Hospital. Now, about 2 years, I can't. Na Korano, Papa no, 3 days to hospital, 1 and 1 autonomy. Na and to Maria Korano, Emma Korana, and near Sanjia Korana, 2 and a minute, and a family, a coffee. And into your same modern building as ya, 80 place of convenience at their mom. A bill representation of Amenfi is very critical. The shame call for about the years. Only our Babesina, Ubia Ejamak. This is the first time in our history that Obama MP for 4 years in him idea back cry. And Ninti Ama Ubia disappointed. And my mom for them who said, Amenfi East the tour bar the gym punting. And Ninti say a deoko no went to me and yes. Now will be Bano or you be everybody you near Bonio. And in Tuba Amenfi East Ubia say EF24, Ubia say NS Frempon. Ubia se Costero, and Ama constituency meaning a Nigeria who can council on Abba. A bio mining community to Amenfi East. Now go there, Busuaha. Now Ubia no go there. It's the Bikura, you say, the classic Pitran, Takwa, any the Kikahone, the Abatadi, me ba ye me one agency about the home module or your government policy good for you. I have Gold Rich Company Limited. You know, Mako come baby office kaka kawaha. Sikaya available at all time. I dispose now. I'm a part. Christian, you may be a go to be a Wubiano. On friend to find risky. Now, Ubina Sika or Wasahania Diato. You go so then she say any so I didn't be two on anymore. Almost so much. And I'm any painful be a GD. Sabri and media. And from home. Until mine, and you might have cost a dozen. Osha sponsor, and 2 players. Our more double soccer academia. You know, Casacotoko, and Nidi Baku here and about Barbecue Speed. This is the first time. Was Amenfi East sports, man, how Ghana area resource every and you make out a the platform in their campaign. I made our say, Ewa Kenya, dear mammy. And
okay, so Mame now say now me suggesting I say once you are a potential leader, you're very mindful and careful of and comma identity very important because the election year is where we find ourselves. I say now you're measured in the kind of conversations that you have no abundant. Why?
Now me Amenfi Konya and that security services for their cooperation and no more understanding. Now, I don't mean evil, I mean good. Omoya Manyonko for in fact, Manyonko for what services you don't change any other service in the country. It's me domo pa and I'm a so you more moment. Now, can be also, yeah, they show I'm who say. Ye renew more and a young for papa a person or more my papa boy. But almost so far, I would do more year and then how on my pharmacy here or my respond appropriately.
Maminasi, put Parliament PC for Amenfi East on the ticket of the MPP. Franco Trading Ekosiisen say Yempe Nokia ne Samsung ne iPhones and smart TVs ranging from 32 to 100 inches in for your one side of Franco air conditioning and also ranging from 1.5 to 2.5 horsepower, one more chest freezers and a refrigerators or more washing machines. So a CCTV cameras, so one will be a one baby already or hospital ufie any baby soon could be an machine ebebo amwa de kosuna Franco 4 on 0246 422338 0246 422338 and 055 5939 now what timini one Eddie Inkitao Franco say still one a phone papa ifi any one website near www.francotrading.com na wetimini wedding kitao Syntex tank Ekosiisen say that's your preferred tank and then make sure say the open answer no one area in terms of the layers on the building in a tank it make us say open double layer open triple layer open quadruple layer Syntex tank say one I crowd say they open one be any na a day amount kaina hunu say baby biara insurance biana Syntex and so enam hubi strong and a very tough one war over 300 agents or my baby over 300 agents or my baby na opese order be anasa otobi so number or the friend 0244 335 168 0244 335 168 na watimini won Eddie Inkita ho ama bibia etimako kama Eddie ama Masaka say me Shuku bakwa eboa menne entity etimi akonkan yi pa Asanska University College of Design and Technology. Me no kasa de enioma one kika kanyina ne say open tete fashion design technology, product design and entrepreneurship, and a digital media and communication designer. One bebo. But quickly, my main kwa so na me wie san komo we mbra Yera Major Derrick Oduro, retired, or a former military officer, former deputy minister, and a former member of parliament. This parliamentary candidate, Amenfi East, Ninkoma Wedino, as a former military officer, Ojisa and Ekosiisen, Major Derrick Oduro, Dero, oh yeah. Bibia kama
Bibia de boko me wo mafuma atum to me me bura se me wo na manwa se me vele confirm vele preku me guy ene na mfie enti nani age wo me farm se apa asum to me e wo ha.
Well, remember some comments, but is it that huge farm been almost 10 years back? You call her now?
Yeah, 10 years back. No, now from Ukraine, one or 1.5 kilometers, and I'm sending more than 2 kilometers because the Ekosiisen.
Okay, so you are now into agriculture.
I've been in agriculture for so long a time, since 1990.
Of course. Okay, so yababa san komo so maybe one of these days na ya twa san for nyina ba na be di san komo no asempa dwumedie so, but ya dase once a military officer for still a military officer yen share in some of these conversations as an officer, are you worried with maybe how that perception around military in terms of certain operations? Are you worried?
Yeah, I mean that's match our phone now. I am worried if you say that you once a soldier, always a soldier. Yeah, former military officer said you yeah, former chairman of Defense and Interior Committee in Parliament, and then former Deputy Defense Minister, and of course, former Member of Parliament from Grand of 4 consecutive times. It is a okay BB, and that's a BB for a asra for him, and that's a security one. Now, in a beer, near beer, I don't see. And someone may say, and run a name abaku waka temo aba social media no and yet asemo ede and say no pano any say director of public relations waba abekasa afa home say a man for ensure o man so ye all trans be about efa e she a man for kutupa so mo enye ni mebie ntia asojafo no o mo hwe ni mini am said able o memu ye wo mra ha ye wo mra ya hihya eboye nyina ho ban ena ma obi anya asomdue obi ayi fi se e famra kwanso ana se ye do famra kwanso ena possibly everyone say due process of the law the maybe ye boni a ye wo kwan a ye fa so a ye de eka asem no obi ayi boni a ye wo kwan a ye fa so a ye de eka asem no yamfamra ehye wonsem yasi obi kura mpo efum ekumu a wonso wonfum enwa benefo akasa eyi edi ato ho enti no se ukoti se obi ayeboni bi anase obi yamfonso bi a ewoso famra kwanso na ode deal with that situation na so the mrasha wonsem ahwe yi a na fe wa yetsa nkotro na inse se wo se ka famra kwaso de na o ye se ta nipa no de wo ye no kura na eboni na se ye boni no no afa ho se de ayu akoto se ye bo obi mob action na so ya na so akodwen e bi ni pa ko nya krofo na wonyi nipa boni fo enti no akoye na ye kum no na se ya ye kayaka de enti ye wo kwaye paso na se de minia no isi awo Amenfi East asemo a wokae no am se dabre antini yi na e bia na wanka ne saa ana se e bia ne saa no pese wo kire.
Okay, so Major Pacho
no akwakosi body
Major Pacho
me dia ma kese no half de
Major Pacho
to be sika efa ho no
Major
se dia armed forces
Major Pacho
public relations e dia ba betu ga aka ho asem no na je enche yi soja for
and your mabujo.
Okay, so Major
Mpaso soldier for nan saying soldier for what haba. One more yeah boom. One more ye kum warm. A soldier for I saw Bobo man who buying. It cost heavy sums of money to train a soldier. And he said, a year two another. Will be my bass on the cocoa bosso in Ukuna, or Mana Shri, a Japadia Siafa, in Nipa Bako, a Homa, a Nipa civilian libre, okay, UN a ratio of a civilian to police, at least 500 civilians, except a winner police in Bacope. That a police in Bacope represented 500. You can imagine. Some Bambono said the city, and this Obi Ekofi Tio at the Boko Jenny said the Biano. Now, Okoku to the Nima, Yashe at the Pa, the Miniano Kayano, Amenfi East parliamentary candidate, Ekayano, incitement, or inciting civilians, and now ordinary civilians, what Galam say for, woman say, a soldier for. Or may you make soldier for 2 gallons for so ever. And you could join us and share a man for Kutupa. Now, one more edit the worker swap. You can't see a soldier for every. That's why you should be a soldier for review. Maybe a soldier for a shaman, dear soldier for free. Now, and not be a free slow other thing among them. And that's the battle. I just saw. And those days, now you can't say military brutality. You know, and campaign for the Faso, I and the fair. And the politics, you know. And in a campaign, my question is tell the people what they want to hear. Tell the people what they want to hear. Your community, dear. We shall say that I want this one. Now what can one after a woman? One when you bed you home. Now we can pass I know what your woman could do for one more for DB. Say your papa, say your money. No more day. Your mom class somewhere tinny. Someone betting me as a member of parliament or parliamentary candidate. The over to me, and said, so what you win you could now bar. The one to me and ya. The over to me, and the worker, no to me, no. So what you mean just one to one among said the Bay will bet me. And then I'm a member of parliament. Yeah, what I hear more will be out or the other or the true say or we can now. And don't you know, the Benian Cocaine and said, 1 year.
Okay, so
Canada, so be parliamentary candidate, and so are not telling we are public figure. Then 2 go question about 2% soldier for the Bao area. Now, one more a mono or munkuno or munyetaya. And then another year. And here and any party in the another soldier for a baby or Mujuma over a bit of alcohol. No, my maybe I enter say. Now, those alcohol will be a year or what the South come one. And the day operation a soldier for Bayer. The soldier for Bayer are operating one. Innocent people, also a worker. Innocent people, ever eka. It's many of the Okayano and yet, and it's not. General Quachi, our Director of Public Relations, about a country a Bokoko, a month for sure 1 or 2 years. Now, civilians in Yemebu, politicians in Yemebu, said the embassy I am, we need support, any admiration, a free, one more constituent in Tino, now one more consent via ancestor, one more come.
Okay, so
the Yamiati said, and then a Merasa, and you want to set us by him, and you know. Yeah, the soldier for Eddie Mary because of it, you know, I said, soldier for Brian, I was there for Muntimin Yoku. And Yadia, as I said, Nipa that any back. And you know, I said, soldier for Edu Mojuma, security, no, and the Bayajuma. There's all my Bayaku. Obiti, sorry, et me catch the soldier for that. One more ever bear more, 1 year soldier for me. And 2 who disbanded soldier, military. What is the police? My phone, wow, Mokano. When you know, I'm 48 years about the tour. Maybe this was a pain over 30 years in the Ghana Armed Forces. enti ni ni America pentanse we du nyina emfa asomdue emma sojafo enya nipa binum hotan emma sojafo emma omunya adwemboni bi afa nipa kuo bi ho a wanhwe ni ya ebetimi di basa aba enti amanfo wanhwe o mukasa yiye Amenfi East parliamentary candidate no on samra bi Ghana de nyina ni say oh we say say brabe pacho na fi amanfo do bo yakto nanso no ni papa mu pa ne de o say you take action and etia no say omo frɛ security institution frɛ police for frɛ no na ye no edi adobaba ye na kokobo kra no so mo de ebo no a just because we ye a public figure no entia na e wasa di ma no anyeta na cha manfo kutupa na cha wo mudin na obi e ka bibi eti asem ye din a ye se soja formula woti fo kura ko na sa nya ya se ade ne ya fo soja formula ke de amanfo ebre e wo boko e se de amanfo ebre e wo miami ya nyina no sa na wo se di obuo ani ani bie e ma soja form na te woni soja form akọ arm robbery so we go check anti-armed robbery squad not the armed robbers go mu na o mu jani afan fikire na o mu tani tio egula soja for so any police for so na soja for any police for we mu to from area and number so 7 players na wo mu di wo mu etete nipa janai pa wo free awa na dwenu wo free wo emrefie no na wo bo kan ebi kura ti o ti mi ka binum na se utimi agira ba bi obi a wo bo ho ban wada we condition mu na wo bo ho ban na ka o ye shed nipa kutupa se ye mo wo mo ye nkum wo mo ni ade a wo mo di se adwuma no ma ehye wo mo pa de ahye wo mo e wo bema camp a eye current issue no director of public relations edi aba betudwa no ena me den adie no nti yen ya no so yie se yen ka kansem bia edi basa beba asem na o kan so ndim basa beba eni o kan wadwini hu yie ebi so nim but o person satisfied nkrofo so be win support na ebi a omo
okay, so Major, maybe as I see this uncommon if you have been part of the process, or say you didn't been commosis here, or when in commodinima, in abem, but or that's what you say, ni trim pono nya boni, you say, so tape na, asema all can say a soldier for ya shall move free headquarters. Eba ebetu saa na mona information bi enu na oka saa asem based on the number of complaints abedu nanim say enipa bi nim boapayom ehya asrafo atade eba saa mia ho ebe harase wona etu from agudie no eti saa de na bomanima eti wona adwunu ne de se wo soja ni mapa ya small say brana betu esa wo wona etu from ade agudi a ontu de kwan so na oni ye no bibia be dia dance yes ampa 2 empendo do na so sankofo no eba eye region bia the regional minister most of the time is aware enti no ojidi se equity regional minister eba ni shame betu sa na mon bia na eya ye an illegality eti hono no o how kakra se esanse ya chiri pa ba ko mienu miense bia wono sha asrafo atade ku wiechi na onya asrafo no onye careful and to the extent that on a regional minister and other relevant personalities equity platform ebribia da no na dwene mu no sankofo no bi ba omonyi na asutire but the also kan ni say oni sojani ni ba na se obowa oso body bi ho ni ejina sisi
okay awanya le se office sojani papa any sojani a wonye papa wo as civilian no o mu gina ho ma address ekunatuo o be identify o say we papa we ye bone.
It will be difficult for me.
It will be very, very difficult. You pray this soldier so over 30 years, you know. So we go for dress it. Edgar no ye former soldier or ye retired soldier. And now to a travel pay when you sit down here now. Over to your share to your tare, and you trio up with the body do already. You can be a new answer. Just be a 3 butter. And now almost were clean. A operation, sir. Organized operation, authorized operation. And that's in your call, baby. And it's all deal one another cast them no. Now what traction? That platform no on because people are monitoring that platform. But I may catch you. One cut out to over here number year because they have your canal. A month for any good flow. It's one right, yet a half. One partial, unconditional apology. No one renders our unconditional apology, no, because that's a poo. And you want to be beyond a time because you can say, what won't be identified clean soldiers who we are a PC, parliamentary candidate, who won't be identified as civilian now. 1 year soldier for I want a time, a little woman, because I had that, or better you advice, the parliamentary candidate to come from the car say here. Now, Papa, now then I won't be you are no. Yet, so, Major Mahama, I want them to boss. Then you know, there I'm saying to go call, and you probably be no minimum. But the third said, I'm not a arm robbery, the apostle from time back, I want that for Temo, What I that say, no, personal, I want the Huntino, or your arm robber. I'm a Hukunya, the Anubi, and a parliamentary candidate, Amenfi East, walking Kimbanum. And so, unconditional apology. Now, I never say I'm a can or say I'm can. One year question, no, a director of public relations, at the Bayano, no one too hopeful. I never, and ye, Emma, or no, and ye, Emma, security, a Jumano, now, and ye, Emma, or May.
I see.
Because a depart a work for years. All chances are politicians, Eka. What makes me I one can say, yeah. I wonder why you apologize. Presidents, flag bearers, ministers, anybody I can't send me out. Maybe I don't know what and now I said, you are can't. No, I can't hear. None of time was what I know. Now I can't see the swam. Put them one who about to apologize. I don't know if I said the Apple then they make it time. The platform now was clear. One would target here, so yes, no. 1 year no more, and yet, at the Bonnie, at the Baminia.
Longest serving former deputy ranking member, Defense and Interior, 2009 to 2017. Of a parliament, Anna.
Parliament. If you tell me why I was one, make sure I'm agreeing. And me not a Queniano. But not near my efforts for parliament. I said, El Shani. Not a mamma, because me near the J because I said, mini parliament. I am honey. If you say, and never what, I think I 8 parliament by and I'm on to be Motia. You're not hand parliament, A man in a quay. Can't tell someone more swearing. One our parliament, Speaker of the Assembly. See, now a California who quite catch us, and parliamentarians to deserve for numbers. As well as I be a car, and a contempt of parliament, the bet you woman. As the say, I've been hoofing, a woman said, Speaker of parliament ever had a talk show, said Yamami in Kay. But I never with traces of such issues, the question. National issue be bar, or national so, I can, a 3 years, or more infant to nothing, one with the partisan, non partisan, a partisan politics, our parliament, your national interest. And the idea, but they no, one about party say, don't do this. One with the partisan consideration and Emma war as a will be a war parliament and we have national in character. na akwa ya political party in character enye enti ma ye former MPs no ebe ho aye ne nye ehu se adwuma no eto ebe na think of album na so ede ya na sabi atechide na kan wo se pani ofie eduru mebe ho na panifo bi abam na ma abe correct issues no na nyema ekoyi kakra.
I see.
Parliament and after Amenfi Parliament said you will be.
I see, but any union more dom kuman say making kind one cartabia. NBC Minority Caucus to solidarize with Minority Leader Dr. Keselato Forcing in ongoing court case. The NBC Minority Caucus will only be available for the business of Parliament after proceedings of the court have ended on the days scheduled for the hearing of the ongoing ambulance case trial. The decision comes on the back of the refusal of the presiding High Court judge, Justice Efiasewa Asaribotwe, Mrs., to grant a request from the lawyers of the minority leader for the leave of the court to enable him attend to important parliamentary business on Tuesday, 11 June 2024, when the House resumes its third meeting of the fourth session. Last week, Justice Efiasewa again rejected a similar request from the Parliament of Ghana to enable the minority leader take part in a meeting of the Parliamentary Service Board, which was due to take critical decisions ahead of the resumption of Parliament, amongst others. The NDC caucus was left with no representation at these important meetings. Today, as Parliament commences its third meeting of the fourth session of the 8th Parliament, the minority leader is expected to deliver a resumption address, join parliamentary leadership to engage the press and undertake other important activities as part of his legislative mandate. These are part of very important parliamentary duties exclusively reserved for the leader of a parliamentary caucus at the commencement of a parliamentary meeting. The NDC Minority Caucus has taken notice of this worrying trend that shows an attempt by the trial judge, Justice Efiasewa Asaribotwe, to prevent the minority leader from performing his constitutional duties as an elected member of parliament and a leader of the minority caucus. In the light of the above and the continuous persecution of the minority leader, the NDC minority will continue to solidarize and stand by its leader anytime he is due to appear in court. The NDC Minority Caucus further reserves the right to apply all other tools available to us in our approach to business on the floor. Era Kwame governs Agboja and Asan Sakratari. Oh, not no be say CC.
Yeah, Parliament, you know, the Constitution and the standing orders and the year. So you see, parliamentary biano, so walk a juma, and also for juma bar. What's intimental? What's intimental? So, Muhia process, Black Court, now, baby, I don't see that. Sir, I never went in, or immunity. I was a woman to me, and show what the mom, almost for quietly. Every year, Speaker of Parliament, as we trade. I request so, Emma Oba. Then on said, who me said, would you wear a special human being into me? President the crash Ramranafi. And the immunity, no, and this somewhere. And the confusion idea, Jumano. And the woman said, oh, Juma, and not offer Juma more bar. Pressing show. And now said, Bibia, and son of President Yadi, sir, and you know a call, speaker, Yakoji permission, I'm Waba. Now, Parliament, Jumano, and yet you go up with you. As a sir, presidency. Nipadua, we are president, you know. Anything can happen to you. Yet, me be a crown, you will be a sabi, Brediasa. Oh, so. Yet, you will be done. Yet, you will be a sea, the name Juman Ecoso. Yatiti, our baby, vice president, to be a Wakonia accident. what the plane at crash. You don't know, and also the president also class. Yeah, see the name when you are or man of the coso, part of parliament, when you are a human of the coso, and then you are what deputies. Now, when a case, I near a fair na essence here. What a court to a proper to more informal parliament. I'm a parliamentary do. Sir, do you want them? Because the amount criminal case, criminal offense. Would be a trainer. We can say that we were Jumaya parliament, we were Jumaya parliament. As they really do now issue. Now, deputy, take it over because when you are deputy there, now me first time, me I'm more money, not a conviction. So we go jailer. Over the minority leader, you know, who go jail man in ye. You can't say that. Until the American minimum now any standing orders in some any standing orders, Musa. Oh, court about a permission, a major permission, so okay to a parliament. Our court. And until you release you, near release you are, court now, court now. Now, say, parliament, Jumantino. Oka kwanza ubeti miaka kwa yesa ejumanwa. Court arm kinia. Enyepo ni demo omoka sa proceedings no. Enkoso. Uni mbebi asem ni kwa kwesiye. Anutini ya yetua na mobi anu ese very careful. Na sa minority kape. Because of that. Biya afoforcing. Ebe kwa court no. Wombe judge. O manajua omudi asa omonsa parliamentarians no. Ako di etipa bakochi obi ayachi amano charge criminal trial ekoto uwa podi na chia 77 previous ya chi obi to be roba ewo constituency a okokoto a uruga podi na chia na so obi kum nipa ewo constituency a oye wa constituency uwa podi na chia na enti anyabia was a number of pounds. The answer is cut somebody be up to so we are empty. That's the Adoko court. Oh, it's a prosecute you on. You see, a persecute you. Yes, I buy an attack our and you know, woman in our guy, no matter do it. No management, the answer one. I saw one son. 9 and 9. You better be citizenry. Yay, a man for a walk from every time. Parliament, Jumano, yet to Punasi. Now, according to the other parliamentarians, don't call any power man. About Gromatayamians, executive, judiciary, and a parliament for this a Nipa Club. Focus on what man in an Fakosha, a boise. You call a flower. A flower. Moko approve woman on Bokosho Majumasia for so many months. Now more approve because to me on Santa Wonkoya, yet to me and yet. Sasano ye chatuano, a yataboni na Mzabia Mommy and Yana Aquacase, and the procurement sorry. A man making a demonstration, and yet, Parliament a or management or Moyano, or Modia Bakoya Abanyosen. Now I'm passing via ma or may. But the Baya will be for Amboshes for any other that is a we'll see, say no more because no party back on the better, Romay, and then also. I did the better. That's the son. Not only as I've ready and Uncle Benya and Uncle Jennifer. It will be any year. Not a bad decision or Massa. One more send a woman decision. As I said. The way you nipa back on them, you be so woman caught. No, dice with Ediam Collegia, and yes, now the morning in our local say your car, I said, me, send you a cocoa to be our mother car. In Chay, Mumian, no, my and young quiet, dear. A queer or may a queer for dear, or may your bank for dear. Or maybe a teacher for you, O may your presi for dia. O may your sida for edia.
But major
the people know back. Ya kokase. Nipa ba kwa ya boni nti ye nyina ya gaya. Na te nipa mabobo o mudi nyina so sori tia parliamenta. E de ne beba. Mo mi ya wuri the parliament. Se bibia be ti o memu bia no. Parliamentarians who obufu chai other 3 arms of service no. 3 arms of government no. 3 arms of government, judiciary, executive, and legislator. Legislator who obufu ye pa first announcement a soldier for me no. The government is overthrown. Constitution suspended. All parliamentarians should report themselves to the nearest police station. Parliamentarians are suffer our coup d'etat everywhere. And you may really said the Baya, or may have some years at the back. Said the Baya, young visiting a past history. Sabata, a double name until the young year. Nadama and Yama and running the rule of law and Yajuma. Yenina, democracy, no, Yadi, trash out there. Ye, Namayan, Nadia, a bedroom, Yakokasa, Mihuyanka, and Sunaya, Minion.
I see. So, on my Kabami Kabia Memun, would you recommend a hang parliament moving forward again?
Minya, not a hang parliament, you know. Yenina said, the Abedima, Yenina, said, yet me play this, rubber stamp, because the government now, what is one, our majority of parliamentarians are. Woman initiated bills, no one of parliament have been defended. Now, Sandy Pacoya approve bills not now the law, and son of executive one, and our president at time. If you say, oh, the same, and rubber stamp. It is a hard parliament, but say Nipano, and answer almost prepared to so here Nipano. The Brebe always through Nipa Kukra, Uni Wakra, the Betty Tiawa. The bill of the parliament, bill via free any ministry, and a Cobiano, one to 2 years. That was 1 year, what the Cocoma committee, Mom, the Sodo, Momin in Argitum, Division Bianim, consensus woman in our building. I don't know Emma, parliament, Juman Ecoso. And my member took a course year, said the Biano at 20 years. Now, soon, Hans Parliament, I walk down up the near Parliament, says Yano. Your vampire said, Bim maybe because I'm now a buyer Juma at the party. For so many weeks and months, now you need ministers, our more actually other sectors, you know. Why? Because of Hans Parliament, you know. So, and you know, I Busudia, the new parliament, Yabena Hans Parliament. A day, no will be a faso. Contentious issue be about Sabena, Speaker of National Assembly, or a check up. The Baya, or more asymmetry, now, woman to me any Jumano. And yet, I papa, and the Hans Parliament and Kayat, and Kayadian, said the Baya never to 3 years. Yenya bills and answer laws. Yes, your parliament, one more, and need the Jumayan woman and come up. National, a purely say purely partisan political consideration. Our party needs to make sure that the book of map parliamentarians say. Yeah, we are minority. Yeah, in the same way we could say. Now, Muko, not a Muko, I better take action. I'm Pampa. If you know the Omoyano, and need any other thing, and new constitution. If you want to know what credibility is at stake. And you won't go for the Omoyano. I'm Pampa, party, no, and then you leadership, you know, or to me, or
I see.
If you have parliament, we should be ATCR and your papa said, you been a house parliament. One more, a framework constitution, and the media party, the house parliament, the Baba Ghana, a memoir, Emma Mamuno Encoso, and until now, we said majority of the parliamentarians need to be made ministers. They are buying anymore because I didn't manifest about the plans, programs, and the be about to abundant. So one Edward D. Buomano. And now opposition be also said Gabano when Timia, especially Ghanaian opposition, if he said, oh, Tamiyan said nothing when Timia, the Meniaje. Bano top from said, the Meniaje. So say, and Aqua, the Meniaje. A month for your demonstration, no opposition in Meniaje. I am wow, mano, and more mano calling him, 10 piano, there yet your class Y yet ABC, and then a ma African Parliament, and ma African government. What African government? Yen Tiana Mong, don't pay anyone. All right. Yeah, they say corruption, but political, partisan political considerations, a 2 year pa, and my impuncio. Emma Omeimu. Major
Medawasi, but Medawasi Pebrena free a fum Jachrima Manfo area about compensable bank crime. Made dear Unkomo Yepa because I've been with you on 2 trips to your village. Me wo hopa na wade shiri bi ba se wona ebesresika. But you really told them that you better empower them and addition than to give them money. Especially at your farm there. It immediately say at the appropriate time, Obama, yedin komo kwanya and abrebe na yenyama ya hoswa sikasem abeji hini ene ewo yamanyo sema enye ne bedi san komo. But what monitor constituency the Ekosiisen want to say in terms of abattoir no?
Oh no. Unim say electoral commission. Any me fear and the year opposite our grandson. And me call a fear who's a macula Jabba. Oh, grand walking. A higher ground, higher city. About Darrow City.
Darrow City, yes, because
and if you call my call grandson, me fear one grandson, me call ya. I want and top one. Pretty far to bury a fear more Bianco. Are they? And this for air bathing crop. MPP for air bathing crop. Sa party me any answer to Omuhokum. But you know, be a yedio. And so much Omuhokum. Not oh, transfer no me and no new people. Where does accuse you until you get them? Maybe me car air park will be out in me and Grandpa Dero Nebano. I really have got me MPP ni until I'm the MPP for it. And to me, I am what he said. British for me a Joe and Topano. And Sana, make up a refugee. Marco Dini Juma, I will be out of me fear. That is opposite. Me fear fire no more 60 tents. NDC MPP, woman has 60 tents here. One more at you all me one now.
I see.
And you are, and I mean the Ekosiisen. You are not no Oticano, the Pebre, Namaba. Atempa. Another inqua. Most of the faces, you know, after me, I won't cry. Said the piano, a month for this. I said, I have an me appear that they be ready to now interview na moya me. Remember, near that I say, near Jinkomo.
Now, constituency na wama kwenya ama independent candidate pio.
Oh, me say, me man ko bi. And a democracy na one won't mean country will be said. Won't mean contest. MPP are contested, NDC are contested, and independent candidate so are contested. And the democracy, that's the beauty of democracy. It will be our channel or the Ebetimiano. Now, what you mean? Aquafaco, you more be up by more corporate. Now, one more. Ebending could name it one more amount for Betty, one more some Eddie. I won't tell you, I won't tell you, me policy be here, and after my principle be a my child was there. Tell the people what they want to hear. That is phase one. Tell the people what they want to hear, and they will vote for you. I'm not going to open quiet, open electricity, open hospital. Now, for you know, I'm not going to say, media me and Pintino, mean to me and you come out, me and Pintino, mean to me in your hospital, my work. find a very nice way and tell them what they want to hear. Sampa, me ba, minimum buying, bet the actual way amount. And Tasa won't have you. Tasa what buying a day, but whoever the Amwa actual amwa baby, they will vote for you. The second phase, you soon say, Oba, you make sure, say, we promise now, promise here, no. We do so, we fulfill promise, no. And yes, I say, that second term, say it will call 4 terms, you know. I really will second term, ground to me.
Now, independent candidate, you know.
Chance also mean pa.
Wabao na sia be say. Wabao na sia be say opeso gina na.
We calling for all the stakeholders. I want a kromu. Sabi wadi buoni ani bie. Emma obi a woni sabi na me former MP. Me say your former deputy defense minister. Waba me na so adaka. Ama me say dia okọ hini ho bia wa otunufo no. Me so metunufo. Say yes. Me baba be ye. Dia mo baba ye no. Montoa dia papa me ye no so. Atendidie nim. Akutiabo nim. Entokwa nim. So mo ye sa dia e de ye. Obi a betimi aba. Me nkyai abeka abeje sebe afutuo. Enti waba me nkyai eni me abeka sapen ama matunufo. Na mpe na mafutuo so amede ma no no. Wode ye adwuma yiye pa. Me ntie ne ho boni dia. Dise ta de ko ya de betimi akwa ba demom party atia enkwada no. Wo mo na de bia ya no mo de sa trouble no eba. Ye ko mo kuntokwa. Wo mo kuntokwa because say me wo parliament. Na aditi for akrofobia ebesra wo mo. Na ye wo ni ade nko yi muntaka. O didi na nko yi muntaka nam. Enam so ya NPP ayo amu aye kakrakanta o we do gusori nam. Papa me na majo fa na me honto me abe o nyina ate nkrofo ase sebo sa na mo tie aha mo dom ho mo di gomo efere sa ena e de ye ya kuntokwa no hwe mo ni mo na nka dom se ho na se kuntokwa ho
exactly
just an etio ye be debate ye be kasa o be kasa bia ye kuntokwa obi a ti obi tikai obi a mo obi atio enso ukọ constituency a na wo mo kuntokwa to the point say etio ni atikanhwe nyina bam enura nkransa etio eni sikan eni kontiba ni ade enyina ewo why so what is anyama we nyina neba na wo ye na say ya leader no he will be there leader ben and what is say ya abatu ase ye chance sikan ya body tio pay and you say ye full soldiers and the paper na ye ntimi fa de ye de ntimi ni who are party no ebeko so ete ye futuo kese pa de ma ye party full soldiers no. So omonya bibia ne kwanso. Yes, you can argue. But don't crash. No violence. This time no obi in the monopoly of violence. Etu ya wonu to the tieni boot for boot. Now be ni pekunkum ni prepare ni ade na ba. Na the leader the PC parliamentary candidate no what you oba go twa na konwa no what you oba be fra oyire no ma omo ye ekunafo ne ewujafo
major
come here to your say ye no a emfa kwa mu akakabe nsam me de ye mpire ye nye se ni ade no ye wo mra ai wo memu say wo nya ni ya fa sa mra kwa so me mpine mane register me mpine mane transfer wo so ge ba be ya me ye wo ayi to me sa me ye wo akonya sa me ye na fe mu de tie di pe towa
asa
all
right. Permission to end the conversation, sir.
Permission granted. Permission granted. I will assume you there. Why quiet now?
Well, Doc, Akwaba, me go break quickly by Akwaba. What's in Komonaka? What's your breath? Bibi wa biti mi atumana.
Oh, dear Cobra.
Me Cobra. Me ba. We could try what breed back up. But me for when quickly na meka chum na meka Asanska University College of Design and Technology for one sema actual na meka say ende open entity of fashion design more na say open entity of product design and entrepreneurship, digital media and a communication designer. Asanska University College of Design and Technology say July 2024 admissions is in progress. Enti kan hu so be from on 0540 0124400. Na on one din kita wana say aucdt.edu.gh/admissions na what me know na kasa Asanska University College of Design and Technology say design and build a nation. One was any ye call aba ye ba ye try and come on so e wa am say
Waman hene babena sante Waman hene babena sante Waman hene babena sante Watena say wakari I want
Asempa FM
15 minutes after 5 Okliti Akwaba Okliti from Akwaba
Bibia
come on
yo
constituency saying
Nyamiadum boko
unam so
Oyeguso
registration bibia okay
yes.
No bus in bia
look me hono go and bus and bring it me my bra between now and December no we a politician.
You have your strategy to your chest.
Nipa I mean friend saying emuwa pa
if you sabi copy December
I make a chewo emuwa
you are not bothered about the big
so bring them now obian sun control the area who look for the materials no the audio ban we all look for them we all go after them we all sell our message to them don't make an yeah, of course. Oh yes, yeah. Bring the people on board. What's it? Me. All I did was answer registration never started. I went to all the communities, and I become catcher. Oh, baby, already 18 years. Oh, I would too quiet. I went to me and throw the Bomodiana mobilized and bra. And in fact, if you look at the numbers now, I buy and I think it's still reaching Hanomono. Me honomono. We never stepped out. We never went anywhere. Me nisa sikano kura me ko yes basin ni ade no. But ukofa ba u be fa ko de wa ho an say at the end of the day no ye nyina e bukwa kope.
Tanko fo na de o ma ba no.
E de o ma ba no ni no ma kasa. Enti no me de emo mi hu kura.
I see.
Emo mi hu. But that doesn't mean say that gerrymandering doesn't exist. Among for between I calculated, especially where I am marginal near the we will try so here. But you see, it is not always the case that people you bring there no ever be to Obama.
Deputy Minister, Akwaba,
Mejoso,
constituency is saying
Nyamiado Mehoye.
Now the Minerals Commission Papa Bebo Udin was sent on Yaji or the office ma or Kamakabano.
And they say Jao Bikaye, Achim da name in Potem. You started to a former good year when ye net. So share omo officer, omo yemo juma, and sem fata, and so any. Na and neno a juma no so no ya. Sabe obi ebe two baby a wotia. Ubuoni ni dio de mawono. Jina was ha ntino in fact ye bebo yera abugina po ene ayisi so abaso se omadwene achimda ho na omamaye minerals commission office fefefe na eba beboa na monitor form egudie ho adwuma because senior office ne tie no sara ene yehwehwe so madwuma so ebeyo
I see. We need the voter transfer nechi
pa Achim dam was strategy back. Who me constituency? We have a constituency. Na me mamwa. What the voter ID bansa. Me inspect it. Them who's why me constituent and kasansa. It be an out here. Bound to about ho. No dear adabraka. Unti me besala isa. Intino ama ubia woni me body mwa me de bo amanfo no. Ayo madwen say obuna no register no matter about ho. So
you are not bothered about NDC or MPP.
Oh,
don't feel quite a bra. I
say NCNC, no contribution, no job. And you know, say no pa ye baho ye ne MP kodi nkomo MP ko nkran kodi ade bi achi mame no money ade ne ade de ni na say mpu say sabe wo to aba wo police station we wo ka ho na ye me MP no nti no obi a study krofo kura no fi abonten kura so ba aba register isa so mu hu mu a sabe ye de ma manfo no
ade wa wade hye ni bia na
omo nkasa
wa wade hye ni bia omo free kromo
ai a omo hu se enne no achim da peja nti wo mo nso mra embebo me chidom na ye mpeja kese
what facilitate ya mo so omo ntimi mra na
o debi willingly wo ho do for MP afi dem person beto abama be board na me hu so da peja ti me ba ma beboa wo na se mo mra agro no ye the vote na ye nti no ye ni abra ye peja ye ho na ya ye na my so ba mo kwan a ayi 14 June aye fie de ya no aye da kese na ye da bia em say ye ni eni so we are afada nyina no ye di World Blood Donor Day. Yes. Na and then no me ko chair strategic meeting bi to be sure mo boss e fi na kopum fiada no me media engagement ya no me bo hu de rule ma he woti wo moja na mumu se uti we ya no nhunu hu mfaso na se bi manu da sumuna so na da ho sisi ya ne se mfa ko ne se moja ona bo se moja hu mfaso pa ena me ho adwiri me statistics are wo mu dwiri gu ho no na chese enya de ketwa o se nyina fatu ye ho so na me ka jo sa fie yi e ya bato obre eti wo mo ma blood donation no enye political me say me kwa kwatwe moja fiada because donate they will
check all those.
No me ni na that was me kwaye pe me opponent opompo o apomodi onya pomodi o on so ba kwaye bi
the ebu on magra age is a barrier there are a lot of things
he's using a medical field in
intino efiada nipa do do no am betima kwayi moja de aboa no wo momodi say wodi wo hu ebejim na yemo hu deru na manfo hu no say sebe nam ho ni na aban be ye bibia aban timi ma moja aban timi nye moja ne twe efi ye ho de de amofoforo enti no wose ye bohu deru
medasipi doctor mame insha in common say with you probably obeje bra address almost all the issues you want to address and then nimnya for makenso e de mo so adwenkyere ne o mo adwene foforo bi ho ebitimera tudwa ti mame insha say with you
ame de I shall say at free a major community. Nama catcher and say there's a parliament outside parliament.
There's a parliament outside parliament.
And you welcome to what's our parliament. I mean, it's interesting. Some more kind. Many I think most of them. Some not to do no. Now, was so set your agenda, man, but they only mean may or not can decline, especially from independent. Yeah, I would have declined commentary, but that's his choice. Oh my, Emra soldier 4 call Ashamai. Abu Fusu Koye Domoyeno, Sada Naunia Ubinete, Akuneso, Mibufu Pa, Ekoseti. Na ne mimfa bufu boko asema mejo kan ye no metwe akonanim kakra kase NPP as a political party leadership so mbetua na mo akire se wo mo ye party wo mo pere yo wo mo so na sponsor president na Danko Akufo-Addo man be mampani a wodi asi na ni so say e famu agudi a ye fa kwamboni so tu no o tu so sa no so mo title din dia the gentleman in question
the PC
parliamentary aspirant or a parliamentary aspirant onyambe ye candidate answer menim say party no won share they can withdraw him to send a strong message
that they are against those things.
Yes, asama kind na Say the major busa no. There na all patchre. Anche emsa de chi ya na wo fidie so. Money obi kasa wo hono a ye say Yakobu obi a ye say oyeso jani wakacho omo so oyeso jani omo mpamu ya ede sika twitwa no wie ye kodu police station. Ye twitwa no wie no. Ye send no ko police station. Say police for no nya emfa nipa na ye twitwa no nya den. Ya fa na hospital. Afi ye hwehwe no ho a ye hu say oyeso jani. How do you connect the two? Omayne amamrai ne yedi adwuma o Ghana ha, this national constitution. The worst offender of this law, the one from mrai kese pa your friend treason. Onumpo owo kwan e wo mrai ase se obetwitwa adwen agena. Ansa na obi a wadi ewuo. Ansa na ebebua no kumfo no, owo ho kwan se otwitwa agena ho. Nti denti ena so bi aye bone se den ya chi no mo doso chen no ye fa nko police station ya se ye dwudwa no me gidi se Ghana police sahene dampare danu yi Dr. Kufu dampare won be hwehwe mu nipa wo me yesa de ni ra
Asempa FM Asempa.
Yet my muna say one more yankasa yaboka atiti womu adi akadia mo say womu fa mo ho ban womu ntumi mo ho ban won betimi afom omu fa mra na yede on befa so na yetutu hye womu so sa on statement na every forces public relations by no a deep my provoke womu Mayan kosho mo bufu kwa o mayin mitie me mfa ntetie mu emeye sojani nanso o ba me so ataka ye say aboa no kana ni breso na mpese obi a yatete no asiesie no adenti na sese yakoye sa enti mesensi subio papa no a oka sansem no Major de wakase enka o mepachew o mahine me fans ho to serve as a deterrent
beyond a chopper no.
Yes, his political party say enyam filing no as a candidate or an aspirant. He's not yet a candidate. Yembie nominations ana yebie MPs amotia mo filing enti obi anyenye candidate Minyini sa ono so nko na free sama ayi mpeso ano so ono a obetumi agina. Even among thieves there is honor. Akronfo mumpo omu di ni die ma omo ho ubetumi abokro no wo ba bia fa ho adi na ko wia wo yonko kro no omo chiwa amai na omo yodan omu twauti. There must be limits, restraint. Into obi a owo ayi leadership aspirations and also akanye opese okodi kan obibi mu no sabi anya asem bia na wo so to no nareka anya asem bia na eka na ho anu na no omuhia no
community miners
amu free
ni peso aso
amu ye established community miners amu ye legal miners.
Maybe say whether he was dealing with illegal.
No, I'm just saying, I'm making the point. Say you claim on obey. Let's establish that the identity of Nipa no Mushiano. Omo community miners, omo legal permits. Omo de mania, omo concession. What is their identity? What is their name? Let's see those things. Otherwise, we'll be able to make a Nipa be a coach. Omo community miners. Now, community miners are there no crown. How do you reconcile it with or minus sa or see O2? I was had so. Look, sometimes I don't want to talk about this mining because or man can be 2006. Any movie no can say we should hold a moratorium on mining in Ghana. Nenye cost benefit analysis. That call was never heeded. And the Ekobasa. Yes, say yensu. Yes, say yensasi. Yes, say yenframa. And imagine a ya bomodin so be Ghana Health Service. Omo report on areas aye mining areas. Any MPs are more interested say some mining activities become one. Reckless mining, irresponsible mining. Ayamane, the state of children with disability aye warm ko high. Emma a woman some reproductive system echo high. I say more. Omayene there a crowd say metal substances are who won't conform with jamu and ade a costro some mining enclaves. Now ye kwa pay a would ye any bear than a nam. Ye make confirm. There to be a year MPs a prayer across parliament who say, look, my boss kakra na me no MPs that here. More standing orders, more a new one, we are amended. And in national constitution, and would see a namuma beswaso and yamanuku. They represent constituencies,
not political
parties. They don't. And nobody should show me in the constitution how they represent political parties in parliament. They are not.
They got their
They are elected on the tickets of political parties, yes, but they don't represent those parties in parliament. Mamin Chodientia, say who free I have for a constituency as enough. Say what to aba constituency one more, and I will free constituency hail from her. Colonization no constituency or MP.
There be.
And now Bano. Say what to Abama Bano one to Abamano. Once I hear to Abba do no, and your first past the post. MPs. Duduano honorable Telabi or Tian Musisi. Omo free lower manana and your munyana to Abamano. Of course. But he represents all of them. Antibano or representative. So to Abamano, one to Abamano. Once I had to Abaman say, on Najina Sam Peswano so. I will Mashebe Jafino. Who can be? Anti Sabe M. Koban say, Sabi. Minia Alexander Kwasiakwa Otie Oda Hormo MPP for Nkwana or Jina MPP Dimunti MPP for Nkwana or Kwako Jinama Omo no constituency one more Busano a yene a day oko NDC for the Okobi what's oko Ezianinya yes it's oko Romaninya yes it's oko Nkramofonia yes it's oko Ujina home and Peswano so what is this? Unfortunately, one more says almost trying. Should you almost try? Macau happen. A Kamiako say, Minya Haruna is used any Muntakamwa as a sound woman. Number of us even Kitia. They were foreseen, and a normal person who creates our problem. Ya a yaban. Say, young castle, I to forcing a minority identity. Say, why you be This is all coffee FM. Sabe no was as you. Who is that? He was standing trial and a minority leader. No. So, in my analysis, my dream, it was to create this problem. Said name, I should be for Mujina, a 2 by you, NDC and Namuno. One cassette. And now say, one more ban, then and I say, Omu can for. What Yasha say prosecuting the dada no asem kwaya kia kan wie no yanka se nti ye ne na shebedwa fie adwuma no ye diguo na nya bia minority for no mumu ha na ye to aba ma wo mu mpeso so on no ye de ato forcing etache mu which of you had your elections tied to ato forcing no please you are there as a caucus I understand but you are also there representing individual constituencies don't deny that so how can you say, I to force minimum? Sentence didina, I will talk against it. Se kangaroo court I will talk against it. Minia penny Dr. Stephen Kwabno Puni, me feel in the case I've spoken about it. I'm praying say obey friends say vindicated at the end of the day. That's my wish. But I will not say case charge and to be in kangaroo court. Anything I could tell them, say, hey, man, nothing. That's absurd.
That's what we've been used to.
We cannot accept that. under a constitutional rule.
Kabila, let me on this point, let me intervene. Now me more with little information about what actually happened. The Ekosiisen NDC caucus in Parliament and Kase ma atu forcing and court. What we are saying is every member of this country, and I say every leader in this country knows what certain privileges members of Parliament have. And then a first day I reopen what do you call it? It's not an ordinary record, but we are reconvening to start the last session of Parliament. And it's one much letter and they come judge and say, and then can you excuse our leader because Obe play part in the reopening of this session, this last session? And I did now reject it. So he should come. And he said, look, and the uncle no mra. We sat. As I speak to you, sorry.
My friend.
Because of this engagement, and I'm sorry for you all back. Parliament is sitting.
Well, you see, I like this.
Yes.
But you have not exhausted all the means available to you.
No.
Me pacho. A high court. Mamino ya Queen's Court judge or city as additional high court judge.
Yeah.
Her decision is not sacrosanct. You can challenge. No, maybe. You see, the burden of democracy is fidelity to the law. The burden of democracy. So what say what pay kabi?
Yeah.
Rule of law, constitutionalism. Yanfa peri ejuma. Asasa wonya botre na okase. Ade adidi mi enye judge kura so mo kani sen koka. Nso waka enya hwe. I'll go upstairs and appeal her decision on the face of the law, because more you are convinced say maame no nyina so mo de koye no esese nko tie and I was won tie omro so mpo Supreme Court kra kwa asem so na o ka wi a yetimi ko review the me patch and say
what you say you betwe onkomra.
What he read, what Omahini read, Omahini read something that says, you will not cooperate and perform your functions as members of Parliament representing constituencies.
Parliament, but statement there by
what's
Agboja statement now on release patch they say until say.
No, but are you sure that because you see sometimes
and that's
the point is that a minority leader letterhead.
Exactly. So let me read it
I'm
out.
not privy to that. So
you see,
the point was that we
NDC minority caucus to solidarize with minority leaders.
That's what I'm saying. Let's pick and choose.
The NDC minority caucus will only be available for the business of Parliament after proceedings of the court have ended.
That is the point.
On the days
yes, that's the point.
Scheduled on the days scheduled for the hearing of the ongoing ambulance case. On the days.
Yeah.
So until you need some no.
Court. We
are saying that on the days.
Let me tell you something. We have revised. No. Don't. What we are saying is that Obeko Court now bans on the city. Now your new standing orders. Your term this time around, once we have business, no, say 12 midnight. And it's in the Obeko Court and Opa. Because honestly speaking, who court assemble anymore. Obuka could no obetu aba bejira ho na concentration. Timinya into the can say Obeko court na ba na aba transit. After all this time no. The standing orders need to say you betimi transit up to 12 midnight. Even if only
doctor,
that's all.
Me ya ne doctor ya jene say.
Obeko court.
Me ya ne doctor ya jene say.
Enti document.
Na ya adwene say sa court is 70 and you are to force in muka be man
no
please.
So you see media let's say I'm being speculative. Let's say I'm being speculative. But I'm giving you a justification for my speculation. May a rational speculation. Logical. Yes. Why are you fast so didn't buy? You understand? But here's the point. Me the Masreminian minority for.
That we could have made Police Dada the leader. Also a case of court.
So I'm coming to that.
Sorry, I say.
Never, and I'm coming to that. The hypocrisy on the part of your party.
Why?
Outside Parliament. Almost a press conference. The party did a press conference. That means 2 million kuma sami jefiwa. Come sa. Mama said natamaklu. Say ono judge I pronounce a guilt judgment on her. I will not cry a sentence in absentia. I see Interpol cry pediatrician. What is our my press conference? Minia Penny Stephen Kwabno Puni doctor. Or standing trial.
Yeah.
No NDC or NDC.
Yeah.
What is on my home press conference?
Yeah.
I'm coming. Please. Oh.
Yeah.
Call Honorable Collins out, Madam.
Yeah.
Standing trial.
Yes.
My home press conference as a party. I mean, you see, get my point. So, how special is Atuforcing? Need trial. I no. And the part that is most dangerous. Silent in Muni say. Atuforcing is being persecuted. When you say your constitution, a branch are persecution.
Yes.
That so okay. The lawyer standing in for him. Meaning penny, Madam for look. They can on the strength on the basis of persecution alone.
Listen.
Knock out the case.
So your claim
on
is
the
that
issue,
in the light of the above, the continuous persecution.
Yes.
Continuous
He's been persecuted.
Yes. Listen, let me tell you.
But persecution is not.
The court has decided there's a case to be answered.
It is theory.
Into your mind,
You see, let me tell you. Listen to me.
I have done politics.
Yes.
Politics. Yani I say I jai partisan politics cry and still politics in the womb and the papa go for say you have got a time and decision you want to grant it a man for the bebo yama politics the government of the day, the party that sponsored the government of the day, minority party people yenia ye amanyosem ye nyina ye hu yonkrofo hi wokana adentia me say akronfo mu po omudi nidie ma mo obetimi abokro no ba bia but ukobo yonkokro no yonko kronfo kronwa yes hade ye mfamfa ho. Let's set limits and set boundaries and establish some restraint. That's leadership.
Oklite.
Yeah. The American is
persecution is the word.
Listen to me. The Ekosiisen court on until say be boa anono ni nya theory. I will propound it. Say ebia ye ma ko yesi and I ko yesi and we could see here until the probability say we yes what been so ko bokro na wa bokro no ni nya theory. And it is because he's being persecuted based on one few facts are not to crown. That is the kind of theory more advancing insofar as this what do you call court case is concerned. Until say a case, I'm a court, I'm a judgment. All that is going on is just theory.
No, but is the theory? Can the theory be described as conclusively as
yes? Somebody's here. That's what I'm saying. Because
I disagree.
Please, you see, based on the facts that are available to you,
but that's
you will also conclude and go ahead.
No, but that's why a work court. I'm more jumping to
say. Yeah. Say no. Utia, the Ekosiisen say. We cannot go into the details. I can also say that you have just come out with a certain, a concept to be based by a certain theory.
A rational, speculative concept.
Yeah, which is theoretical. It is theory.
Rational,
it is theory
concept.
Don't make a theory. It's on paper until it comes into being.
How does it come into being?
Oh no! After exhausting all the facts.
No. I don't think you are right in saying that.
I have a theory.
A case is speculative.
Yes.
When you can say facts have been established.
Yes.
Facts have been established. It is no longer theory or speculation.
No, it is theory. No, they are theories. No, they have not.
Listen. Proved.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Falsified.
It is theoretical.
No.
Right now, no. It is. It is your word against my word. And it, an arbiter Baba Transi. No, put the faith of putting facts together.
My brother.
No, I come out with a certain position. I bet as a
don't let us pretend. Don't let us pretend. Say, I say we shall see. I say me I shall see.
Yes.
Attorney General, any prosecution of the state.
That's right.
At the suburb ball, Uran, any Nipaminu.
Very well.
Aka, Mom Yemiasa.
That's right.
Attorney General Nankasaka say, and now a Pomudin mu a Yimroyentino, Bako, Yinafimu, and a Camino.
Very well.
No Mumianu Nakano. Or born in Croviano, and almost say. Attorney General Timinfa, Nina Sobia, my SSM Yano, I'm Remo Homa Wom. And you are the court, no. And a judge and say, Dabio, one man in a saw, until my application of focus, no, my bogu. And you to me, at this point,
it is. Let me tell you something, Meba. Say, a theory.
Oh, mine, I don't want to go into the matter. All I'm trying to say is that more MPs, no, perform your duties as representing your constituencies and stop this wholesale say your leader stand the trial into
your theory. So the begana say aka judge no hu ye no aka o ma sentence wo dada but because tie case is not the buy no otherwise why would they tell them obaka chom say o me yi ano o mo si be yi ano because this is what obi aba be kan won because obi the asem to so na say
yes
tie nipa no say ma be hu say we be farm ade wo ha say ni
and that's a normal practice
normal practice because until it is established, you know, it is theory. Bija judges, no, bija prosecutors, no. And that's why they said nobody is pronounced guilty until found, you know, until nobody is guilty until you are found, you know, you're proving guilty. And no prove.
Proving guilty then also becomes theory.
No. Until you are proving guilty.
And no, don't grab a mogo.
No, dance here. 1 year dance here.
Because you see, sometimes people won't say, the question. I mean, I don't want to go into the details because I'm a lawyer. The question has to do with raising of LCs. The question now. Who say? Obin tiasie no obin tiasie and ebo bra etino means the me can say and then the can say you see a leader e parliament da obekọ court no ye betwe am na court no aba na aba wa transit period. Fortunately for us no ye standing orders yi say na my leverage ubetwe go transit out to 12 midnight providers are buying the business we say ye be omahin and no ye minu eken
Muko transfer up to 12 because I am extra allowance.
They don't. Fair to your majority for. Because Momo say we have a hung parliament. Momo say up to 12. They don't have majority. Now yes, one of Paya Jare Ababet na parliament here be Jumano. Na yet titi Manchias are chance. Munko to Manasa. You to say no, you approve nomination.
No, we are part of it.
Jose,
we'll not be a part of it.
There be on count sorry.
Why sorry?
And so you cannot.
No, but Parliament has approved. You see, wow. Kabila say, you too much. Kabila say,
let him advance it.
Kabila say, you too much. Once a amount for na kasano, ya kasano.
So you believe in that principle?
It is true. We cannot run away from that.
I see.
We cannot run away from that.
Who cannot resist
that? So you see, when we talk about, I said, I deal with cacophony, skirmishes, and yeah, no, a game. Oh, Yankasa Yankan. But they know in principle they are bad. In reality.
As me person me can is to the say. The enyamu NDC for yeno. Woman yahi.
No.
Share. Ehun bi penti. And asrewa.
O jini batata.
Na we yi nani atonchen. Huriya wa moja mpani tri ho. Huriya wo we moja. Nye wo mu ye na aisa ne intimidate court.
Of course.
Na intimidate judge no. Emboa yen. Any democracy ya bo ho bra bedu sa pempeso yi. Asem no e koso no. Mo amu ye bua mo leader no. mu ye bua the for dada because sabi se owo nyinaso se asem no obetimi ejina no na watwe ne ho afiri mu a sabi time kwota na chi ana parliament amoma ne nya adwuma akopim so be kokota ba no eno na be ye de wono ankasa momu bie ni wono ma mo kwa gina ho koyi da no momu bie ni wono mu a mo kwa court no mo nyina mo kwa mo dodo no kwa mo nhyɛn court mu wono mo eti de mu ya ne se mo panish majority for say
mo panish Ghana
yet na ho no mu no pa ye be dwade akotena ho ne atitete manhwe saa twen ya se mo be kokota ba adan anisifo e de na Ghana fa yem
wako executive na ka kra bo hu enso fa so obenya time ko ye wadwuma no pa
na se ma
oh no say I have a friend it is say no okay because you see we are minister we are
minister
say wo wadwuma pa ko ye na odi mi no ba no pa so uni bibi interestingly when you care kohwe attendance omuka ya ukohwe everything bia no
mon cover dos job
we hear dos job womu ma they don't come womu ma majority amuka say yes staff mo adwuma ni ade
and they don't come and
and also a very serious matter.
Oh, yes, serious. I'm telling you. Is it
that's why it's not theoretical.
Which means we serious.
Parliament
okay, so yeah, me person me tia say. Oklite say no. Anytime era to force in Beko court be anytime era to force in Beko court be the decision is that mobile join
you be train no yet nyina ye nko ehwo no ye be train no
okay mo twa owia
ya ba betenase
mo twa ne mpaye mu anase mo twa ne
and they say mpaye mu say what we
is there a way mo betimi ama mo nipa bi no akoka no ho na afi mo matenya ba
ya juma ma man
unim say no parliament ono mo no yeah, the numbers is in largely. So, ye nyina ekogu ono mo. Na ankrofo ya mo majority for mo parliament. Now we go raise the issue of quorum. You be a journey and no kran enkoso.
Do you agree as a favor?
Of course. Until you can say yen adwuma no, you say. Let's wait for our leader to finish the business now court on mo. Oba, you be twaso. In any case, no, the can say no the first no.
But what leader Oyare and because of an emergency this very important exercise
you don't wish in anybody so
there are circumstances we never wish for but
of course but it doesn't happen. Let that one happen. You could do so you be cross
court and then a minority side no be ya enunti mu pese owie ansa na motimi aba be participate.
Oh, you're a spokesperson so far as
I agree, but I'm saying that mono in your individual rights as a representing constituency. And then chef fan na mobenya wo na semo a e koso wo court no mu a eno nti muntimi nye madwuma age sa ono afiri ho no aba.
Kabila say bibi koso na ye ne nyi ho na ye ne nyi ho. We have the right
to express. I agree.
Say ye nko parliament because ye nipa or court.
But mo nyina so ne say mo ko mo de assembly court and a court na ntie. Mo ko appeal. Mo questions had no. And yet you are defying.
Court date no so. Ya shada da wu. Parliament asitena ya ye kweye bia no. Ya ne say let everybody for. It is a hunyamo pa. Ye di aba fofo say 11 and a year.
Ye wo ansana ye be call recess no na ye wo calendar.
Okay, so
everything is scheduled.
Okay,
China the can say.
Okay,
the can say yako fee how many weeks near?
Okay, so
how many weeks?
You buy
you check. By the end of July.
That's the point. Are you saying say?
And so you might and also anything if I don't think I want someone near Juma.
But why are you saying this and doing this? Because
no matter
a walk with table so does.
Really?
No a short period. Some of it me
we must sacrifice our leader.
What is the sacrificial aspect here?
Explain it also persecution no.
it's also part
persecution.
No, me
what is the say? Court no. Woman no kono. Woman the ekos no enko ni.
So whose interest are you serving in parliament?
We are serving everybody's interest, including our leader.
You see, they are just intimidating the courts.
We are not.
You are just intimidating
we are
the
not.
court.
Look, you see,
Mommy didn't have them come here.
Pronouncement. I feel court already at the banner. That's not what
the NDC is saying.
We are not yet
the minority is worried that when they petition or drew the attention of the judge to the roller play on a specific day,
they made an application. And I'm saying that if the judge declined, you can appeal her decision.
Well, that's for them to do.
Yes. So, but when you submit to the rule of law, you must bear the consequence.
The point is that you see the fact in say Asemno Ekosono Nipakua or sitting member of parliament.
Yes.
Or sitting member of parliament.
He's
not, you see, it is towards arrest. The immunity doesn't apply there.
No, anything about obstructing Wejuma or parliament. No. Wejuma no parliament takes precedence over everything about anything I say won't mean preventing or no about won't mean preventing. So they begin to say, and today can say pay holiday season. I'm going to court sa ye be a reopening of parliament. Ne see nipa no or kwako kasa e wo hono mutino. Mumma no. Mre no ko kasa. Na mu tu ade enti da fufuro a. Musi wey.
Abo se sa dey kan sa dey a. Ene kasam ne etimi ni wi da. Because they be obeko court to be no. And obeka say e was say okasa parliament inti.
No.
Yenya no nko kasa
specific reason.
It's okay, it's enough.
What we say enne ye be parliament ya kofi mu amu nim judges no to nim. Ya call recess.
Let's
for a period.
Let's raise this matter. I'm sure as the days roll, the decision about politics. But now the most important thing is that your flag bearer, our former president.
That's right.
Or say Obe bring most of these Kolangs banks, Obe restore.
Yes.
Based on
unbiased assessment. Well, you see, Omahini, banks are a buy with the goo na tama assembly buy ye kanye ema ye ma kwanka ye de be faso because uba be gu adwuma no ma mienu miensa e na obehwe first ubehwe say adwuma we me pese me gu nui bibi wo ho a metimi aye betimi agina ne nan so ana se bibi wo ho a meye a betimi agina ne nan so dia meye afensu edenti enema bank no boka eye nipa na wo mo hwesu na na ena wo mo ma what friends say eye management na entimi hwe ade no so yie ena eba ne sa na say management dia they can say ubetimi yi management na fi ho na de kan esi wo Nigeria esi wo America before 2008 when we call recession mu no it was real estate amount for bobu tie bebre wo banks and prices of houses they are falling and want to entua and banks na mo bobu tie won mo no e bo form a judgment on the part of management no I want to investment now. I a problem, and it's what they did was that those are now when we are in charge, no, and the pamu woman, and I buy no compare a USU woman central bank no, and compare Bosia because Bank of Ghana a lender of last resort, or compare Bosia and what share banks no, because they wanted to protect jobs. Because we have number of amount for womu depending on those banks now. Womu dosu. Don't you think? And into the air can say abino say nye out of malice and I say minimum target to womu near didia. Then there should have been fair assessment. and in the process no banks yi anka ye ngu omo anka aban be take over, especially as you see ayepe ejuma. Look, let me use Indum's issue, you know, as an example. Indum the bank no ohwe as at the time I be gunu no name say owo what do you call it, branches more than even commercial bank. You know, micro retailing. Because uko commercial bank now uko bobo say 200 I won't show with him. But I tell you say uko ba mi krom hono abolo sellers ni wo ba mu ton chinam ni ade no bo hono ma sika ope a odi be ye na adwuma ni nyina ya about 500 Ghana. This is what the Indum group Indum ni bank no was doing in these areas. Now at the same time no obobo sian so de ma contractors ni ade aban we ba ye no contractors a omuko bobo sian ewo Indum hono no rightly or wrongly no woman fa woman aban entua scanner ma woman and aban so the in position of woman minimum we say no to buy I was even e kwa fa scanner fee pay our people utia contractors na they will come and pay us and we will pay woman we na and at the same time no so no for the first time me many fee you know me who governors of various who governors of Bank of Ghana, me who vice presidents, me who chairman and chairman of economic management team, me ti so biako that Bank of Ghana governor are all happy to face the camera now all trumpet home bank here babe go na omahini say ne commercial bank say nyina si ekoyi esika fi on ma commercial bank ebegu. There's no bank ebetime gina na nan so ene say ban say obia so kwa koyi ni sika because they buy money and sell money. And you know they be amika say I am not a banker though but me share basically me share every banking institution, you know, there's an element of proxy Ponzi because the money that you bring in, that is what they lend to the people. And that is what brings the profits. Maintain bank. No? So those who the woman who musika abano. So woman the back. That's the amount for the panic. Woman the same come na se obi akwa ko yiri sika. Bank ni begu. The other thing is say management is on the practices and proper. Woman hwe su yi a. Woman suban say woman bokro no ni ade woman so abetu ma bank there eku. Anything no say bank no problem na wo hono no enye se ebia wo metimi nya adwuma but because amount for gisika no edi kofa baby emma we no a wo mu boss akro no you have to deal with them. Na interestingly no o hwe the course of banking sector wo mu kan say sika banks no put together eyeka ananka wo mu anything am ye go bank no that was 9.5 billion. But a bank we see all solve problem no. Sisi ekura no bono esan komati say Dr. Baumia say ya yesika wo group Indum na ye di ye investment oba betua man. And also be in addition to the 25 billion no mass spending that I know. And you know banks they cut 9.5. Now you the going sisi no and counting 25 billion and counting. They can say if this government has really done a proper assessment without malice. Mijiri says that some of the banks anka.
But how are you able to always read into this malice?
What are you talking about?
Malice.
They see there are a clear example. Listen to me.
Listen to what you're saying.
The American ultimately
no.
But listen to me. The American say
just be careful.
No.
Free persecution. Malicious intent. The next minute after that. But I'm asking you a question.
Because
because
the point is that listen to me.
I don't see theory.
I don't know what
the banks have been collapsed.
But I'm saying that
collapsing banks.
You
are make culture say
you disagree.
Best practice. When banks have a problem with Honma, now the problem can be traced to management. You remove the management. You resource because you need to maintain the job opportunities for the youth and for the workers. If it is not, if it is the work of the management, you clear them, bring in, put in the money. It's 9.5 billion, okay. I could do almost 30 billion. They say no. It's 9.5 billion. They support 2 banks now. Again, and this government is giving 2.5 billion. What do you call it to NIB? I don't want to talk about it because and also will be repeating what I'm criticizing. Well, if you can do that for a bank like that, why didn't you do same for the other banks? Because banks they were not serving just their interests, they were serving the interests of Ghanaians. So
what was the challenge when your administration then realized that some of the bank's performances were not appreciable? Listen, with various sums of money.
Yes.
What really happened in Tiana? Still, majority of these banks,
listen,
they were not living up to expectations.
Look, what actually happened is that you see, the energy sector, debt was part because some of the banks, now they were overburdened with loans from this sector. I don't want to because government was owing them, and that was the reason why the the government then, after supporting them, was enough. We decided, say, let's go for this energy sector levy, right? For 5 years. I can say a nuisance tax. They say, we might extending it for 10 years, and we might collateralize it. We said, look, given the numbers, given the actuals now, we could make about 300 million. This 300 million will go and save those banks now. Because if you pay the contractors, they will send the money back to the banks. So they say they will send the money back to the banks, and then the banks will become liquid. Then the issue of liquidity problem near the over a period. So they make an answer. So it wasn't that the government was not thinking about or considering helping and taking them out of the situation and everyone. Unfortunately, when these people came, what we were supposed to use the ESLA for, anything, and then up to now, we are bedding. Some of the banks are still under, they are still having such a problem. And this was the kind of, visionary policy.
So we are guaranteed, say, under the presidency of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
Certainly,
some of these banks,
yes,
they will come back.
Some of them, yes, but they must come back.
They will, or they must.
They must come back. They must come back. You see, you know that some of the even the microfinance will not work with this commercial banks on Moody. No one this commercial banks. And nobody fund one programs no year. And these big commercial banks, no woman and energy contractors, no what this can one. Anything, the embassy Michelin say, yes, say, His Excellency say, they will do proper assessment. Look, if you look at KPMG for one more assessment, if I was looking for it, I was looking for it, but I didn't get it. Document. We have fair assessment. We say this government, in fact, will dear bro when it comes to handling the energy,
the banking sector. No?
Seriously. But say Ghana Hanumono, every businessman who ni yonku the same business. The Obeya say Oba undercutting and also be bringing it down. Tell the buyer between survive.
Okay,
that's what happened.
Let me place on record. Say aban baye ungu bank biya. Ni akoso eye measures. Eye normal with business. Banks na who they call form. Nye ya breso na banks na who they call form. 2015-2016. Na John Mahama ye president. And the banks no e shase say omo who they call form. Sabre no on mine and I say menka ban on mine the sika e share sa banks yimu. Sika ye de ma woman na echi no. Ekopie say somebody sika de be share bank nim na omde aye adwuma e de aboa wonu mu a wom de obesika akoto hodom no. Some of these banks diverted the money. And no, and a year or mamu has said will be quakoyi ni sika. Police in India humetia a buro no is on record. It's on record.
That was
the first job. The first job.
O say
the part chose diamond.
No, it wasn't 2015. It was 2017.
No.
After
after
it was after 2016 as I didn't see one.
Okay, I'll check.
One incident.
It wasn't one incident. Yet him said there incidents be brave. But the airport say, you were your mama wa pair abemu or try out to be with our banksy. Edisika share warm. Asemwa asem kese pa o. Omahin. Ayasem kese pa ma se na yesi ye hwehwe mu a wan hwe ya obi adwen be ye ne say na ye nim say sa banks no they were not ready to survive. And so oman no disika puduo ekoche mu. Sa sika no na akoka omo ho. Eti aban ba ya wo ye hwehwe mu hu say there be said ya mo run mu sika yi financial sector no enye stronger ene no oman no ye ni nyina so bia. Eti enye wa wunti min capitalize hu up to a level no de obeya ne say yenka mum na mu ahoden entimi nyina na the confidence in the financial sector no emra me sure me ka Ghana pumped over 25 million, that's a 2.5 billion into this effect is a program. Say
25 billion Ghana cedis.
Ghana cedis, fine. I will check here. Say yanyani sanoa. And Kaibedu Pempenso Bino, na Obia Besro this Capital Bank. And umpo, and no, of course, one pono, and then still at the confidence in the financial sector. And said I knew level I yeshe. Ain't it said Naira Bahama so bar banks are ye cow mubomu, yengu bank biau. Ye car banks in the boom. Say, oh,
CBG.
Oh, okay, CBG.
Endum.
Yes.
No.
That be GN Bank, CBG.
I had an account with CBI.
I also have.
With GN Bank.
Yes.
But now that account has been
yes.
It's with CBG.
But the banks is collapsed.
Then you may purchase a couple of money for CBG. It is said you be save one. It is me purchase say, fair, sir, one more, I try one more. No, what's so much sikabi. Frantically, omo ya nyesika na mene de fiase ni ade nyina no. Yemmisa say, sa bre no a na omo banks, capital banks ni ade nya adwuma no a mutam sika de ma wo mo no. Ade na manye hwehwemu ehunu say, sika no a ye de ma wo mo no, oman kana na ye bo egu wo mo so. Na egu oman no so. Na enne obeka se oba sa banks nyina be sa ma na ba biu.
No, Epajo completed the statement now, His Excellency here no. Or say after what? Assessment. But assessment here now we yeah. And Saudi sika mama wo mo. Went me am for sika na san share dwuma mu. Ma banks didn't be nyina na so. Enti say ba ye ntu na mo wan fa sa banks anka mumu a. Enka ye financial sector no. Enka ye bubu kra. It is now we can say Ubesa returning those banks to the banks are existing in different shapes and forms. Measures are allowed. Say a month for sika ye diaba muntino or mine no koswa discussion mu or mine no koswa discussion mu and yes munchum huntranche that they be a make say ya yenso ye dear sa bank owners in na bi ni nam ho sa bank owners bi and nam ho ebi omo try no ebi fa kire apacho no mamane ade na ya de ayetimi a try wo mu nyina na no krede pie no mu nyina kofiase a kaminyi ni so bi begina ka say sabe on bias video na che say ye de bias na say dey no so because me nye bias
ye de no bias na Bank of Ghana ni mpani atena se ene wo mo nim de aye hwehwemu hunu say sika yesi ye de hye sa banks yi mu se yekoso ase ye de sika be hye mu a wa hwe beton Ghana na de ahye on be divertis kana ya de foforo. And that was what they were doing till 2015 2016. Yebra Mahama yes say obe save those banks no o place ka hye mu nyina no still ano o mantimi anyina mo na so it no be ka so oba obeye on by years hwan na wasa mo ma ba. Enti na be say yenya perso Bank of Ghana ya assessment na hu say we no mu no ntimi nyina wo na aso omu nye sikare masika ye de amom mpo no edin so benya de aba no enu ti yenka mum na om client no ntimi nya rehemu banking system no ye bone ye gina simpie so a nya de wo se ye ka sem bia keke because a bus ye analyzing ye scrutinizing some ye kan ye no a wan hwe amanfo behu se ye dada amanfo because we na we kan ye no o kama na ye den na bank orders nani age anase client a wo mu ehu se NPP aban na abeje wo mu a ne wo mu banks eda so ye adwuma omo da so wo omusika omo ye adwuma whatever banks that were merged no omo komu konyo omusika no na ayom den is it just a brand name say that me was so bank and then was so bank and the bama nipa ni age anase den me madwe ya ye me say there was an interest in sa recapitalization be na course wa still an man physical no anya hwe no madwe ya ye me say there was an interest and until that wo princess oba ba mu a obesan amoma san ba into business don't mess and mugana for bio sabio.
Okay, so welcome Darcy. Mamenka say me bambo life insurance NMT and case any na telecell and so whole life insurance so edin share some could be ede bro and ede tinoma biase ho na they won't expect crano na atiesim na afia ma osika semu IBB or nta me catch say me bambo life insurance or MT any telecell by Holland Life and also cry because say Tibiano idea also on baby meet you bra here mopa and 10 Ghana cedi 25 Ghana cedi 50 Ghana cedi busumi biano na unya up to a year 30,000 for a year and as an unfortunate incident be a AC. To be a part of it, Akwanya also be there as little as 2 cities, 10 Ghana cedi, 25 Ghana cedi, 50 Ghana cedi per month. Ibiane on share as I say ODD Juma say open so we are part of me Bambo Life Insurance or MTN Telecell so by Holland Life Assurance over dial *269# *269# na chese me Bambo Life once ma MTN Telecell for through Holland Life Assurance no more yen no na fi automatically no when ya yen komo bi omo no bedi then you follow the instructions na aboa or kwansom koso medical the synthesis tank one dance swatch over make us say and in give us ediaba edwaso give us cool capsules give us herbal mixture give us GC mixture and capsules and have give us P capsules. Give us P capsules, no, very purposely for premature ejaculation, and have give us GC mixture and capsules, no, and also brow Jones, what is a emotion na and then we are diving so take over. Give us herbal mixture, so akutia malaria, typhoid, and have number 2. Give us cool capsules, very effective. UCCO ya, a mama edunya, we my team. And our cocoa so how give us in Roya Mabrusi ebe how ye. Oko man baby a pharmacy be no be ato. And as our friend 0543 222470 and 0506851135. Na what me one Eddie eye inkita ho. No crack no. Mamenka o say Jumeko bako abribeda me pese mejo mo ye Tortina 74. Tortina 74 say kidney and I say liver and I say high blood pressure and ulcer sa how na Tortina 74 say eboa na sa how ya ma boss nyina etime ye fio precopedia ma dodo na nkasa de opeso nya Tortina dodo na 0246 073 498 and 050 1628931 now what team one edin kita doctor yep Dr. Kabila okay so wadaroma Dr. Kabila jasuka kama mena enkwa homano so quickly a financial consultant Eric Niboy Kote also a quick intervention in yeba back yera ni boy Kote good evening.
Good evening, my Mr. Mortis name.
Nyamiadum yehoye pa na onso
Yamia don't say, didn't a
CP, Yentia says, only one or 2 young
financial consultant, me compliance professional and a chartered banker.
Patrick, come again.
Me a compliance professional and then a chartered banker.
Oh, I see. Okay, so open so boy and
consultant. I want to make a short introduction.
All right.
And meeting a very harmless statement on your platform. This will be say, "Obiti Onye banker." I was very much impressed when I heard that statement, and so it's like I am not a politician, and so I want to speak banking. The banking crisis thereby, you know, there is so much more into it than saying it kind of simplistically, you know. The banking business, according to the Companies Act, is a special service governed by rules and regulations. When we talk about capital adequacy, it is a tool in the managed banks. And so if we say a capital adequacy requirement is 10%, let's say, if you have 1 million cedis of deposits from customers, because the capital adequacy is 10%, and your capital is 1 CD, the maximum you should lend is 10 CDs. If you think you have 1 million cedis of deposits and you can lend 30 CDs, increase your capital from 1 CD to 3 CDs. So 3 divided by your risk-weighted assets, about 10%. There is no issue involved in sense people have breached capital adequacy ratio, and because of unemployment, the banks should not have been collapsed because the central bank wants to avoid systemic risk. The banking business is not a business for creating employment. It's supposed to induce industry, manufacturing, production, where the bulk of employment will come from. I heard something about America. The real estate sector cannot be smaller than the banking industry. And if what happened in the U.S. involved the real estate has nothing to do with unemployment or taking people out of employment, how can banking? And so we make the issue look too simplistic. My last point, GN Bank, the money he used in lending is not his capital. It is deposits repayable on demand to the depositors. And so if he felt he was lending to government, contractors who are working for government, he needed to look at his capital adequacy and the capital he has. The fact that he had deposits didn't mean that he had 1 million deposits. Contractors are working for government, so he will just lend without looking at capital adequacy. Indeed, if lending to those contractors was good, he also had the opportunity of going to syndicated loan to the other banks, so that risk would have been spread effectively in the banking sector. Please, this is a question. Let Patron say, hold on, Kaka. Hold on, Kaka. I can't want them to be the international community is listening. And they are picking points about our financial service industry. Some of which will not, some prominents are not too good for the industry. But
the question is, Eric Ni boycotting. The question is, some of these interventions, the more I'm ready, are difficult. Maybe we understand some of the more challenges are much more in that pattern bowl. So it's good that some of these things are coming, because ordinarily, you can say I should hold on now because of certain impressions it will create when it comes to that space now. You're operating in the implications. How well have you guys also helped to educate teaming supporters? These are how well have you also done that?
Maybe a chartered banker. I'm not a politician. I don't have that capacity at all. But William discussed this here. Am I interested? Am I intervention? It is when we have such platforms, then we can make these things for the public to get to know what's going around us.
Okay, finally, Mamenu, we on this one.
Okay.
Member of Parliament for Lower Manya Petrobusa Asem Kakra.
Yes.
Okay.
Is he aware? Say the governor of Bank of Ghana, the then vice presidential candidate. I mean, they have gone on air several times to say that the banks were collapsing, and that also drove people to go and take their money from the bank, which led to some of the collapse of some of the banks. I'm complaining because I was not happy when the governor was always saying the banks are going to collapse, banks are doing this, and people withdrew their money, including my good self. Yeah, he was a governor at the time when he came fresh, you know. That was the early stages.
Bacho, what's the question? No?
Well, his line of question is a very good one, but for a political platform, we wouldn't have all the time to exhaust it. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. But under the circumstances, no, it is not a question that has to do with banking in the real sense of the word. But if you can make them some other times, we can exhaust them.
All right, I think that we should make time some other time.
Thank you very much.
So that event is come out there. But we are so grateful for this intervention at Ode Abreu. Very, very
Thank
grateful.
You.
Financial consultant Eric Ni Boy Kote. And
dog financial sector restructuring no brand na ekoso no me kan se mienu baako na me se ehun nkomodi no na nya de a ekoso yi communication financial sector communication nkomodi no ekoso na yentiase enti minua pani oklite aka there was a time on kasa na ye basa ema nkrofo bebre rashe say wo mkwakoyi musika wo no bia afro no abusa say ni de kaka ho communication na nkoso ye de toso bi wa meka ene say banking sector and as a financial sector no o man bia wo kan development history might be an yes or develop stage, you know. Go through one form or the other financial restructuring. Now when you could say create indigenous banks. Adeba kwa omai yakase yedi hunya pa am say adan minya kwan opening some donor edin komo no can say be the sectors of the Ghanaian economy. Chichem, offer manufacturing sector, for the mining sector, for the financial sector, for the communication sector, service sector. Ghana for aye womu tintimaya say. So take the mining companies, the mining giants. Ghana for send a womb. The communication industry. Ghana for send a womb. Enti debia usika no wonya no man mu hanmo no. Eko. Debia anytime our currency no stable da. It doesn't matter what you do. Your gold from more good year you see ye two any de keka ho nyina no. Hwan mo dia ye two a ye hwan dia. Maka ni sa wie no enti say on mine say ye financial sector restructuring no. Na say you develop a selfish interest. Say, omu nyina reports na ba no omahene, and I will caution the former president say, babia okono e hot true. Onye very careful
in terms of
because reports are available. I may say who communication mind no o kan bia true kapa. Some of the institutions na no. But I'm still saying that na yes I say you vested interest say you be protected be deliberately omo ye nyema enye enso ye be cheda o protect it say be ya ye be nya confidence ewo sa sector no mu na ye ma binom Ghana for so bank ayeden agina ene Nigeria for banks e do so Ghana ha chen Ghanaian banks a deliberate policy a o man no be ye enti mi di sa de no ho ya minim de minua Alexander Kosia kwa person ka say yengu bank bia ubetuma ka sa asem no in theory Yes.
Let's be careful.
But in practice,
let's be careful that you say your theory.
Yeah. It doesn't make us say. So they know person use theory and apply. This is a proper use. On paper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Omo bank bia. Ade omo ye ne say. Omo create ade a friend consolidation. And omo ka omo nyina boom. E ma ne be ye Consolidated Bank Ghana. A bank for fra a PFU. Now when you say banking sector restructure and financial sector restructure, call 2 world reports. The 2022 economic development report by the UNDP, and they praised what we did. Then the second one, 2023, COVID-19 report on how we fed in terms of say the government responses to challenges and now COVID-19. Oh my, the mechanical scene say mpenifonu bi wo hono by now the communication aspect I make say ampampa say ye diverted funds eriko babia esesenka emra no yatu na mon ama ye twen sankofo no bi aso a be kire say enye kasa keke enye bosremu ka na mom bibi koso ananye den enye ntia many awodin say say make kasa ansem no but my car reports no bia e serious and I don't know why aban no ye na dwene say only sankomo no de ye tititi wa kire de untimi fa betra fie so enka but mesre Mampani Dada and Kaise.
Assessment.
Yes, unbiased assessment. It's unbiased assessment. First also, look at the assessment.
It doesn't mean that maybe assessment that was done earlier was biased.
Honorable.
Because they are still some of them are in court. Info is in court. Uniba is court. I mean, there are a lot of people.
Banks are here. Can watch me. A binum fee say. Yes, intention. That means yes, is omo. Omo jina court. Yes. I got various stages. Yes, we have won some of the cases and any de kaka ho. Enti and I been so omo lusu the same persons no. Enti assembly jina court no. Or say oba be unbiased assessment contrary to the court no ye na. Please. I'm just raising questions. Okay. And that's why I make us say hot into one year careful. Now my kind of biome. Okay, NDC 2008 manifesto. One can say they were going to reconstitute the Waku Commission. Hey. Okay.
Waku Commission.
Yes, the investigatee the commission report by on the late Yana, the Dagbon issues. It has come to a peaceful end. And then there's no problem. Yet Dagbondia semde say Yana etufu anyade. Omuka say omubabeye. In fact, they said they were going to set up a competent committee. Suggesting that Sir Commissioner Justice Waku Eda Anono was incompetent.
So you are referring them again to the same thing.
What happened?
Unbiased.
For 8 years. When he was vice president to when he became president.
Okay.
Mesaka will be no member of mine. You say Quatriquacas or Bemount to ma no what TD.
What does that mean?
Near the year can't be a beji aba any epe. Ye kasa afa near ma ekosu memuanma enkuyi ye pese ekuya yenka munina so any kwan ye befa so atentene no. Yeah. Sebi they make an until somebody be work court. Ye nim ye nim de bekwakosi. And so say oh baba ye unbiased what?
Assessment.
Contrary to what is going on in court?
He has not said.
He has not said so.
I'm asking.
Yeah.
I am asking.
But you don't even need to raise it.
I'm raising it because already there's an avenue where there is an impartial assessment going on.
Maybe you need access to all these information.
And that's why I'm providing it and asking.
Presidential candidate.
So only our information now. it is even more dangerous that he's speaking from an incompetent position. Because you should have
that's what I said.
You should have proof.
Yes.
So this information now, say yes, sir. And you're more dangerous.
Listen. Because as we speak today, some of the issues, somebody like Sedu Agogo's bank, the bank, they say the reason why Omukula say bank, not because they suffered capital inadequacy or something. Because he was in court, and therefore the bank must be taken away from him. He had a very competent board.
Or fact?
No, it's a fact. The fact.
The late who?
The late Kwesiboche was the what do you call it? The chairman of the board. Say I've forgotten the name of the bank. Heritage Bank. Heritage Bank is so because some of the reasons are man for banks, someone like Indum's issue, for instance. Indum's issue, no. Up till now, no, what was I say to a campaign? Or pay, he has invested in government projects. People are taking money, pay them, and they will pay him, and he would survive, and the bank will survive. So these are the things that also obey.
All right.
And it is also a fair assessment, including even reports from the what do you call it, judgment and whatever will be looked at. Based on that,
okay. How is it contradicting what?
No, what I'm saying, the question now will be, sir, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. And I mean, yeah, no man. You cannot answer. The ambassador say, man, don't pose questions. They said they are on him. They are okay.
Omai.
Oh, you know,
2015, 2016. Yeah, reports. Audit. Based on which NDC come out banks.
Dr. Rapap,
Omai. Unu say mrashebe jafie aminia okititi wo mo wa tumia oversight or the executive ne including say financial sector restructuring no na mrashebe jafie wo mo tumi say wo mo frɛ no e ma no
the number of times I have friend
please you see
censure
procedure no proceedings no. He handled it.
Me say.
The report we can check.
We see, o mine they make kanyina say, you say ye the amambra ne be ye adwuma. Yen ma osinyo yo. They make kanyina no. Let our yes be our yes, and your friend integrity.
Yeah.
And our no.
So principle.
It doesn't mean principle. That's why I say that even among thieves there is honor.
Principle.
We need to have restraint. Me, I've sat here and I've said, I am not happy with the way it was done wholesale. We could have saved one or two in the interest of the state, but communicate it. I am passing penini be a divertisika from banking sector to real estate. I am passing binum de yesika if Ghana hanmo. A mindful for so investments or Ayampa. Now, when I can't say, why were we not told these things? Ayampa, sir, Ampanam Crofoko banks are who Yisika Duduobia. You had difficulties. That was reality.
No, sir.
But now you're a man for no. Muna Namukuta to me, Munim Dientia Nasa no Kosono. Did you communicate that to us?
Yes, the system.
And that be mebo. Say yes and ne. Mampani da Mahama akofas hasem ya ba o man hidia ba ya deputy minister for health and come wudi wo hai and come be din sa. So communication is an important thing in terms of governance. Etimesre me de make nyina ne say ye sikasem adwuma ye fo wo Ghana han mo. In fact ye pay and that's why I would disagree with Honorable Alexander Kwesi. So kaze bank yangu bank bia o man e adwuma wo GN bank no mo ye adwuma wo some of the banks they of course
Ebisuka merge bank nim.
Yes, but no mo nyina na kam aha enti see and I been so one man they made a choice say mo merge amay akoya adwuma wo CBG de yenko ni nyina na ehia nkomodie
Kabila unim say bi wo ho no mo a
So the communication.
The old bank,
Agree.
Some of the staff went unpaid for months.
That's true.
For months.
That's true.
That bank didn't to mean Chia, but Majuma Foka.
Mr. My mampani dada mama ko resist asemi okaye for whatever effect answer na sanchi mu yaba.
Dr. Kabila Medasi, Amenda Oklitasi, Akosi Medasi, is your conscience of how bright. Yeah. Wow, Jay Brefiti is so grateful the entire team. Okliteka Kabibi.
Yes, me betanasi no na mi refi bibi kakra. Na anka me chia me mahine. Nene sakti. Otukan kakra wa landi na me mana kwaba president of the Eastern Region.
Now festival Mowi
October.
Very good.
October. But recently the depot one the initiative man don't answer ya na me mana kwaba. Me mana kwaba. Me chairman constituency executives.
All right.
The party for woman to us no more juma.
Oklite is a beneficiary of acquiring any market or no. It's a beneficiary.
When the Tama
or your beneficiary. Or your beneficiary. Oklite lobbying skills. Human relations here perfect.
As compared to MC.
No, Oklite lobbying skills.
As compared to MC.
No, the lobbying skills was true. And thank you very much. That one, no doubt about it.
Most of the projects in MC in AU.
Most of the projects in Oklite na
So, sir, you see, but this is where the hypocrisy of your party lies. Government know of the day Nana do dan kwa for the presidency and the mu yes anyuma wo se ono who MP na ko lobby honorable Amapata
imagine
no kitabo ye ko ye bi na president obi o kaso no me man kro ya fan kro fo wonyu na say na no no fo mu adwuma no de onyere wo na ma
na say wo ko kan ya me ko kan
okay
so the problem I want to say yeah. I mean, sometimes last week we go see a bit in America. Now you have to be explaining yourself
over. The MP and the DC.
The DC because Tama, approval get common fund recently. This machines here they agree say you better graders near them. MC we had to fight to get that thing into it.
Thank you.
Gifty Chumampo.
Yeah, Gifty Chumampo.
And then the birthday.
Oh, okay.
Honorable
Gifty happy birthday.
Now, father's MP, so prof.
Oh, wow. I see.
Deputy Minister for Education.
Kingsley
Nyako. All right, so great personalities. Happy birthday. Thank you for your time.